Hello, everybody. I believe that we are. Yes, we are. We are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played the Toronto Maple Leafs. Some people would argue our biggest rivals. Some would argue Boston. Some would argue Ottawa. I don't know which team I would argue is the biggest Canadiens rival, but Toronto is definitely up there. So, yeah. Again, hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice. We are going to talk about the game tonight against the Maple Leafs. We were actually out of the house. Two things, firstly, to start, by the way. One, we were out of the house for the start of the game. We got back during the second period. I was able to watch it on my phone and take notes on my other phone. So, if you guys see me looking down like this, I'm not texting. I'm looking at my notes. I'm looking at my I forgot my background. So yeah, I'm looking at you guys can't see. There you go. You can kind of see. Yeah, I wrote my notes down on my phone, my iPhone, and I was using my Samsung to watch the game. So if you guys ask which one I like better, both. No, Samsung gang for life. But yeah. So I took my notes down on my phone for the first and start of the second period. And secondly, this is the first of two games that are, this is the first of a back-to-back. It's not a home and home, it's a double homer. Both games are in Montreal. I will not be live tomorrow night for the recap of that game. Me and my parents are going out. We were actually setting up for a gig that my dad has tomorrow. Tomorrow night is that gig, so we're going to be going out. The people that he was hired for specifically wanted me to go with them, so I will. I will be nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do, boys, is I'm going to record the Canadiens game, and then I will watch it maybe when we get back. I don't know, maybe we'll watch it tomorrow with my dad. But I will then do the recap. I will try not to get the score spoiled for me by anybody. So yeah, like I said, I don't know, depending on what time we get back. I might watch the game when I get back. It also depends on if the Surge72 guy on YouTube, big shout out Surge72, if he's uploaded the preseason game or not. I believe he usually uploads them the day after. But yeah, like I said, I will not be live tomorrow night for the recap of the second Habs and Leafs home and home double homer game. That recap will happen on Sunday. So yeah, I just want to remind you guys about that, or just let you guys know that right away. I've been saying it a bunch at the end of the streams, so I figured I would say it at the start of a stream, just so you guys know right off the bat. I will probably still make a community post tomorrow. As well, unfortunately, the place that I'm at, my Wi-Fi is very, very shoddy, so it's very unlikely that I will be able to interact with anybody or even watch the stream. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Oh God, why are the names showing up in blue like that? Oh God, that doesn't look too good. I will have to see if I can fix that, because you can barely tell who the names are. I just realized that. By the way, hello everybody in the chat. I will get to you guys in a second. So yeah, again, won't be live tomorrow night for the home and homer, for the double homer finale. I will review that game on Sunday. I might watch it Saturday, I might watch it Sunday, I don't know. But I will watch it eventually and get the score and stuff. So yeah, there's that. Lobster, Gallagher's awful. Absolutely. He is probably... Would he be in my top 3 worst players of the game? For the Canadiens, probably. Definitely. Absolutely. For me, I would definitely say he probably was in my bottom 3. We will get to those guys, though, for sure. Hey, Harry, go Blue Jays, Boo Leafs, Clifford, I agree, man. Go Blue Jays, Boo Leafs. I'm very happy that the Blue Jays did won a game. They won their game against the Rays. I did see that. Spoiler, sorry for anybody who might not know the game score. I apologize, but yeah, the Jays won today. I'm very happy to see that. I think they're either a win away or an Astros or a Rangers loss away. No, a Mariners loss away, or one victory for themselves away from clinching a wild card spot for sure. So yeah, somebody wanted Harry. Yeah, that is very true, Darkness. Someone did want. Okay, I'm sorry, boys. Let me look now. I really want to see if there's a way I can change the color, text color. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. God damn it. Fuck. Okay, how do I do this? I don't know. I don't want the... No. Shit. Okay. I'm sorry, boys. And the text just disappeared. Okay, well, that's wonderful. What great technical streaming I am capable of. But yeah, yeah. Somebody did want me, Darkness. Somebody did want me to go with my dad to a gig, so I will. Maybe I'll sing. No guarantees. But yeah, we'll see. I saw the Flyers team in 1.0, and that team is quite literally retired. It kind of is, Darkness, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you looked at them, say, yesterday, or if you looked at them today. No, because I did the Wave 2 reveal yesterday. Yeah, Calgary, or Edmonton, not looking much better. I saw I just read that. Hello, Harry, long time no see. Oliver, how's it going, my good sir? Thank you for coming by. Couldn't watch the game today because the NHL loves the regional blackouts, even though I'm pretty sure you're in the Leafs area, so... You should have been able to see the game. And I'm not going out of my way to find a cheap way to watch a preseason game. Oliver, completely understandable. Completely get that, believe me. I will try and let you know as much about the game as I can. Keep in mind, I was actually not able to watch part of it myself. Was able to watch most of it. I probably missed total about maybe 4 minutes, if that, out of the 60 minutes played. So, yeah. When I saw Armia and Gallagher on the 6-on-4, I knew it was over. Armia, exactly, Lobster. Like, Gallagher, he'll provide a screen, so that's like, okay. But yeah, Armia on the 6-on-4, especially with the night he had, like, shit, I wanted to do that when I saw Armia out there. And Gallagher, again, like, okay, like, I get why he's there. He shouldn't be, but I do get why he's there. Mariners lost away or a win, yeah, hopefully they do get in tonight, Clifford, for sure. That would definitely be less stressful than having to rely on winning one of the last 2 games against Tampa. So, yeah. Carson Smith, how's it going, my guy? Thank you for coming by. Ryan Barker did not play, unfortunately, tonight. It seems like we went with a mix of the first and a third group that hadn't played yet. We went with a mix of the guys from the first group and the third. Actually, Mayu played in the first game. I think it's Anderson's second game in a row. Monahan, and I believe Brendan Gallagher. But there's a good amount of players that are playing their second preseason game. Ryan Barker didn't play. I'm assuming he'll be with the main group tomorrow. Because tonight's group was very depleted. Very, very depleted. When I get into the lines, you guys are going to see, oh god, yeah, he's right. Like, I'm not just talking because we lost 2-1. No. When you see the lineups, you guys are going to know, oh, yeah, we're saving the big guns for tomorrow, basically. Like the Canadians, like the Leafs are, the Canadians and the Canadiens are probably both. No, technically that is not wrong because both teams are from Canada, so they are the Canadian teams. But, no, but the Leafs and the Canadiens are both probably saving their big guns for tomorrow's game, which is, of course, probably prime time. Technically, hockey night in Canada because it's Saturday. And, of course, I'm not going to be home for it. Yeah, Philly's going to be like a 0 overall, exactly, Darkness. Oh, you're from Winnipeg, so you're not... Okay, well, you know, Oliver, that actually does make a lot more sense. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully you enjoyed the Jets and Senators game that was probably on in your area instead. Don't you love the NHL not wanting to make money by showing other games from around the league? Don't you like that? Oh, really? Okay. So, boys, I'm going to give a quick update for the scores around the league, because why not? If you don't want to hear them, just mute the stream. I'll go like this when it's good to listen again. The Panthers beat the Carolina Hurricanes 4-2. The Sens beat the Jets 3-1. The Flyers beat the Bruins 4-3 in a shootout. 4-3 for the Flyers. That's very reminiscent of 13 years ago, soon to be 14. The Lightning blanked the Hurricanes 4-0. So the Hurricanes did not have a good showing against Florida tonight. The Rangers and Islanders game was postponed. You guys know the score of the Lightning or the Maple Leafs Canadiens game. And every other game that's on right now is currently 0-0. So yeah, those are the scores for today. Again, that Rangers Islanders game being postponed. It's because of the fucking tsunami or whatever. Not tsunami. What the fuck did I just call it? What the fuck did I just call it? You see, guys, this is why you guys gotta watch my content. I will pronounce the fuck out of some of the easiest possible words I could say and turn it into Tsunami or whatever I just said. You guys gotta watch my content for that. I'm surprised nobody's made a compilation of Harry Rice misspelling the fuck or misspeaking the fuck out of words yet. Nobody's done that. I'm surprised. That's what Florida was like first part of it. Hey, Mike, don't talk shit. I want a cup. I mean, I don't even know if I would say total retirement home, Mad Mike, because again, we were pretty good. So actually, if Florida's any indicator, Philly should actually be a pretty good team this year with a bunch of old guys. But yeah, Barron should also start. Yes, Lobster. Barron absolutely should. Funny enough, you guys have already mentioned my top 3 worst players of the game. I'm not gonna say who they are. I mean, who knows? Mad Mike mentioned Mayu. Maybe Mayu. Come on, you guys know it's not fucking Mayu. Come on. No, but legitimately, you guys have already mentioned my top 3 not least favorite players, the top 3 worst players on the ice tonight in my eyes. But yeah, Barron definitely should start in Laval. Was he the one that just got like $1.3 million per season, or was that? I feel like that was Jordan Harris. I think Barron's up this year. Yeah, definitely like off these first couple preseason games he's played. I think this is his second. This is his second preseason game. No, definitely. I do think Barron should be starting in the AHL. I want him to do good. The kid's like, keep in mind as well though. The kid is only 21, 22, so him playing all of last year might have messed with him a little bit that he's playing preseason. I don't know, but regardless, he definitely should at least start in Laval. I'd say him or Mayu probably be the first call up if there's like a short-term injury. Long-term injury, just use Kovacevic because I'm assuming he'll be a 7th D. But yeah, Barron, unfortunately, I do think should start in Laval this year. It's funny, before the year we were talking, okay, Harris or Barron, which one goes to the AHL? Which one's a healthy scratch? Because, like, both of them are waivers exempted. Now it's looking like, yeah, no, Harris is probably third pair, Barron gets sent down. It's, like, pretty easy. Really, man, Mike, Mayu might be in tomorrow? Why is that the case? Because I know Matheson was supposed to play last game. That's why Gooley played his second preseason game already, was because Matheson got hurt with a day-to-day injury. Just your guess. You know what? That's fair then. I could see him maybe getting in the game tomorrow. I don't know if we'd want to. Like, I know that's the thing. Is like a lot of players in back-to-backs, they don't rest. They just play both games. But with it being preseason, I don't know if we want to risk any extra injury to Logan Mayu or any of these guys that played tonight. It might be why we iced. I was going to look here because that's where technically I'm looking at my notes, but then I realized you guys can't see my notes on screen. But yeah, that's probably why we iced a much weaker lineup than we probably would have if this was just a single game. Which honestly, the fact we only allowed 2 goals, very telling of how half decent most of the defense was. Also, I didn't even notice Jordan Harris was playing tonight, so I guess that shows he was pretty solid defensively then. Yeah, Philly Darkness. Yeah, Philly. The only Philly player I like is Travis Konecny. You know what, Lobster? Very fair. Incredibly fair. I do like him. Parker Jones was... Apple pie. Parker Jones was very solid. John Parker Jones, honestly, I do think he's earned himself an AHL job. I think this is his second preseason game. He's been fairly noticeable in both. Going by advanced stats, he had great defense, good offensive setups. Pretty good anything else. I think the other category was miscellaneous. He was pretty solid tonight. I did like Parker Jones. I think he definitely should get a chance in the AHL. Definitely better than Pizzetta Apple Pie. Am I saying I would start Parker Jones in the NHL this year? Fuck no. Absolutely play them both in the AHL. Scratch Pizzetta in the AHL. Play John Parker Jones like 3rd, 4th line. Let him start out there. Yeah, dude's big. He's what, 6'5", 6'8", 230 pounds. Like, dude could be a sizable, reliable 4th line guy in the future if he continues developing. Like, again, this was a majority of the Leafs, like, bottom 6 and AHLers. So it might be guys, if he does go to Laval, that he might be playing against somewhat frequently. I forget how many times you play games against your own division in the AHL. But yeah, I mean, I like Parker Jones. I'm hoping he pans out. It'd be cool to see him get an NHL job eventually, especially with the Canadiens. Again, 6'5", 6'8", whatever he is, 230 pounds. Like, that's big. Lobster, it is going to be impossible to move Gallagher. But however, we won't really have to worry about that when he's on LTIR within the next 2 seasons, probably. Sim League Indeed, Darkness. Blackheart, Wave. Oh, see you, Darkness. Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Yeah, I think Harris got the $1 million contract too, Lobster. So Barron, both of them are waiver exempt. Black equals me. Simleague is Simleague. Philly equals... Oh, Darkness. Have you joined the Simleg? Because if you haven't, I still think the AHL rule is done. No way Lassie Thompson's on waivers. There's no way. Is that coming out? There's no way. Lassie Thompson, news. Yeah, boys, sorry. There's something here that someone in my chat, someone in my Discord just posted. Sorry, boys. Yeah, sorry, boys. I'm just trying to get a confirmation on that. Oh, you need the link. Okay, Darkness. I will... Just give me a second. I have to reload the stream on my computer because I'm not logged in on Streamlabs OBS. I technically am, but I'm not, like, logged in. Wow, yep. Okay, so, boys, it's confirmed. Yep, Lassie Thompson. Lassie Thompson is on waivers for the purpose of being assigned to the AHL. Former first-round pick. By the way, does anybody have any news on... Alright, by the way, Darkness, that is the Discord link for the Sim League. I just posted it in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, does anybody have any news on if, there we go, Darkness, let's go, big boy. Let's go. Yeah, does anybody know if, Ty Smith got claimed? Because I know I heard that Columbus claimed Spencer Martin. I haven't heard anything about Ty Smith, and there's no way that he just didn't get claimed and actually got through to the AHL. Sorry, boys. I'm just drinking the last of the Pepsi that I have down here. Yeah, black equals me. Darkness, I just realized, saying that black equals me, that can look really, really funny. That can look really, really funny. If Jersey ain't calling him Donnelly in the Sim League, Mad Mike, you'd have to give up so much for a first overall pick like that. Young right D on the waivers, blue. Yeah, Darkness, yeah. Honestly, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get claimed. Then again, we all thought there was no way Ty Smith wouldn't get claimed, and apparently he didn't get claimed, which is very surprising. Yeah, Martin apparently was the only claim today from Oliver. Lobster thinks that Ty Smith believes that Ty Smith was cleared, or Ty Smith cleared waivers, which is genuinely surprising. So I don't know. Somehow Lassie Thompson's gonna get claimed. He did clear. Holy fuck, that is very surprising. That no NHL team took that offer. I'm very surprised by that. Kind of wish Joshua Wall played tomorrow with the Big Gun COL. Lobster, you know what? Me too. There is obviously that chance, unless the Canadiens put out the roster for tomorrow's game, and I just don't know. But there is still that chance that he might end up playing with the Big Guns. I don't think he will. But there's always that chance that any of the guys that were in the lineup tonight, which we will get to in a few minutes, there's always that chance that any of the guys that were in the lineup tonight might end up still playing tomorrow. Just because they played tonight isn't a guarantee. Like Gooley played the first preseason game and had to play the second one because Matheson got hurt. So, yeah. Lobster, you know what? I actually disagree. I'd send down Primo. He's not ready. I disagree with the second part. We'll get into that as the game goes on. But all I'm going to say to start is Primo played a pretty good game in my opinion. So the opening lines for the Montreal Canadiens. Actually, sorry, boys. I'm just going to... hot take. Oh, thank you, Sons. I appreciate it. Let's go. All right, so... Sorry, boys. I'm just looking at my Discord real quick. All right, so the opening lines for the Canadiens were Armia, Monahan, Anderson, Pearson. So Tanner Pearson technically making his Canadiens debut. He was with Evans in the middle and Galley on the right wing. Waugh, Beck, Ullinen, Mishak, Stevens, John Parker Jones was your fourth line. Mishak would actually end up phasing in to take a couple faceoffs for Mitchell Jones. For Mitchell Stevens, looked pretty good at center in my opinion. Harris Mayu, Jack-I Lindstrom, also making his NHL debut, technically, or his Canadiens debut. And Nick Baudin, I believe, making his Canadiens debut. He might have gotten a game or two last year after the trade with the Blackhawks. No, who was traded at the deadline? It was like AHLer for AHLer. It was some like French name. It was like a really, really French name, and he got called up for like a game or two. Someone's gonna know. Oh yeah, it's this guy, and they're gonna let me know. But off the top of my head, I can't remember right now. But Baudin and Barron were on the third pair. Kane Primo gets a start between the pipes. I put probably going all the way, and Strassman, what a great name, backs him up. I thought he might get the third. I had no clue. We've been torn between splitting the games. Primo came in last game in relief for Allen. I didn't know what we were going to do, especially because Strassman, I believe was an unsigned, or was a unsigned player. Yeah, he's 25 years old. He was unsigned, and I believe he was given a tryout by the Canadiens. Yeah, so 6 foot, 175 pounds. Actually played fairly well in the ECHL last year, 9-3-1 record. Legitimately, I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't at least give him the third period. Not saying like, oh, he would have come in and be the backup, but I'm surprised that we wouldn't at least try him in preseason, see if he's potentially an AHL backup, if that means Primo becomes a third in the NHL, or if we're just rostering him to let Primo go all the way, and then we'll sign him to an ECHL contract, or the ECHL signs him, whatever. I don't know. The only lines for the Leafs, however, looking a good bit different than compared to what the last couple games have been. Bertuzzi, Holmberg, Gregoire, so a very weird way to pronounce Matthews and Marner. Knies, Mitten, Lafferty, Nick, not Jason, Robertson, Kempf, and Reeves. Abruzzese, Shaw, Logan, not Andrew. I believe it's Logan. Might be Mason, but I think it's Logan. Mason Shaw, maybe? I think. And not Ryan, but a different one, Ellis. Giordano, Liljegren, Legason, Habs legend, Timmins, and Sovs and Kokkonen were on the back end. Oh, God. It's Logan Shaw. Thank you, Oliver. Of course, Oliver would know. He's a Leafs fan. Thank you. Bertuzzi going to take a page out of his uncle. You know what, Clifford? He's with the Leafs. It wouldn't surprise me. Out of his uncle's book and sucker punch someone? Clifford, there's that possibility. I mean, we haven't seen Tag do that. Granted, Tag hasn't been anywhere near an NHL roster, I don't think. I think he might have been. He might have had a PTO with the Canadiens like 4 years ago, I think. But I do not recall Tag being anywhere close to an NHL level last time I saw him. Legason was, oh yeah, Lobster. Legason was horrible. He was great for the Canadiens, but terrible for the Leafs tonight. He took 2 penalties. Just did not play that great in my opinion. A lot of the Leafs were kind of mediocre, and it's a lot of the guys that are going to be going down to the AHL, which is not a big surprise in my opinion. Yeah. Sorry, Eli Samsonov will get the start in net. Keith Petruzzelli backs him up. I thought he would get the third, and I was actually right. He does get the third period of play. I just put here phone for first and start of second period notes. So, yeah, Lucas C, game 1 in the books. Oh, Lucas C, is that your first? No, is that your first preseason game? There's no way that's the Senators' first preseason game. That can't be. That can't be. There's no way. There's no way that would be the first preseason game for the Blues. 2-1 W. Simmer is elite. Simmer? Oh, Knights. Let's go. Hell yeah, London Knights. Let's go, baby. I'm an honorary London Knights fan. I mostly go for the Generals, the Oshawa Generals, but I'd like to be an honorary London Knights fan because it seems we're drafting a couple London Knights, and by that I mean Logan Mailloux, who will not be going back to the Knights this year. I'm sure you guys are going to miss him. I missed the first minute and a half of the game. Habs get some pressure. There's some good chances. Shots are Lassie Thompson going to the retirement home of the Flyers. Lobster, you know what? That would be very funny. Shots are 2-0. Habs, 5 minutes in. Oh, God. Former London Knight, Alex Formetten, Lucas C. You know what? I'd rather not, because I don't want alleged criminals on my team. We only want convicted criminals. Andrew Shaw. Habs and go to the power play. It was too many men on the Leafs. At this point, we were in the car. I was trying to get a signal. Known woman respecter. Known woman respecter Alex Formetten. Yes, indeed, Luca. Absolutely. Yeah, we were in the car. We managed to get it on the radio, and I was trying to get my TSN Plus to work. TSN Plus, wink, wink. I was trying to get my TSN Plus to work on my phone. Took a little bit. My data was not super great out where we were. Yeah, Leafs got a few brief chances. Habs weren't able to score. 0 for 1 on the power play. Leafs get some good shots off. Primo plays well midway. Not through the game. Midway through the first is what I meant to say. If you only want convicted criminals, shocker, you didn't... Hey, Oliver. I'm pretty sure that has not gone to trial yet. I'm pretty sure that Galchenyuk has not gone to trial yet, so he ain't convicted yet. God damn it. Leafs pressured on the Habs. There's a couple tips just wide. Primo needing to make some good stops. There's a good one through traffic. Another one on Reeves that gets a whistle after Jack-Eye had given Reeves a small little body check. Leafs weren't able to get much setup. There's some good D by the Canadiens. Mayo gets a solid shot from the blue line. That's held by Samsonov. Habs try to enter the Leafs zone. That's in offside. Wob is having a good game according to the radio broadcasters. Did Cowboy play tonight? Oh, God. I'm trying to remember who Cowboy is, Luca. Oh, no. Shit, Luca, you're going to have to remind me who's Cowboy again. Mayo still hasn't had much of a chance to get a... Exactly, Lobster. Like, he had a good wrister. Like I just mentioned, he had a good wrister there. Easton Cowan, I do not believe he did. Let me look on... The lines, no. Easton Cowan. Oh, Cowboy Cowan, I see. Cowboy Cowan, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, no, he did not, like Oliver said, unfortunately. Kind of surprised he didn't. I don't know if he'll get the chance tomorrow, but yeah, I'd assume I won't know until I get home and start watching the game. But yeah, Jack-Eye with a big, but yeah, absolutely, Lobster, I do agree. Mayo has not been given that chance to get a real big slapper off yet, which does surprise me. I hear Virtanen's looking for a new team. Oh, God. Next, you're going to tell me Mike Ribeiro and Reed Boucher are also looking for new teams. We need him back. The first line was only mid tonight. Was only mid. Luca, you know what? Hey. Oh, God. Why is my Coca-Cola from last night spilling? Why do I have a Coca-Cola from last night? Wait, no. This Coca-Cola's from today. I'm stupid. Oh, God. Mitchell Miller, Habs soon. Oh, God. Hey, Salty Wigs and Habs fan. How's it going, my guy? Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Mitchell Miller being a Habs soon. You know what? We'll take the convicted... Actually, we won't take Mitchell Miller. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit. The Flyers should take Gallagher and Armia off first offense to secure. And plus, Lobster, it's good veteranosity. And also whatever Brendan Gallagher provides. Jack-Eye with a big hit in the corner. There's a good one. Canadians had some good pressure. Jack-Eye started a bit of an offensive chance. Mitchell Miller to the Shandong Chicken Chiefs. Kai Yu Chaz. I really hope that's not a racial slur. Habs first rounder this year. I gotta look this guy up. I really hope this isn't gonna take me to like gay porn or something. Kai Yu Chaz. Receive. Oh. Oh. You know, I see now. I just had to look up his name. He's racist. Just immediately, he's racist. Your Coke is flatter than James Gandolfini. Fuck you, talk shit about James Gandolfini. I kind of sound like James Gandolfini. The fuck you talk about, God damn it. Fucking, I grit my teeth and it sounds a little bit like James Gandolfini. EKG. Oh, come on, Cliff. Come on, Cliff. Why the fuck? Why? How long has the text been fucking gray? What the fuck? Do you watch Habs? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Salty Wings. I love Habs Fan TV. Might not understand half the content because they're a mix of French and English, but you know what? I love their goddamn content. Alex seems like a really chill dude. And of course, who doesn't love Danick? Who doesn't love the Kirby Doc guy? Yeah, he's a racist, just got named captain of his team. Yeah, Luke, I saw that. That's a yikes from that team. That's a yikes. How old is the kid, though? 16, 17? I mean, like, to be fair, not to pass off, like, his racism, but he's Okay, he's 19. You know what? Never mind then. Yeah, he's fucking racist. I was gonna say, if he's like 16, 17, like, he's a teen. He's saying stupid shit. But yeah, no, if he's fucking 19, then yeah, no, that's... You should know better, you fucking dumbass. I'm guessing the D-lines this year will be Gouli Matheson, Harris Savard, Jack-Eye with Lindstrom or Kovacevic. Trevor Connolly is racist too? Why are there so many racists in hockey? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, honestly, Lobster, I could see those end up being the D pairs. I do think we might want to go with something like Gouli and Savard or Matheson with Savard and then Gouli with maybe Harris, just to maybe get the veterans on that top pair. But we might also want to do something like Gouli, Matheson, Harris, and Savard, just to get a veteran with a youngster, just to help them out more. I don't think Gouli necessarily needs that, even though it's his second year in the NHL. He looked extremely poised and played very well in the 40-something games he got last year. He did look very good. So you probably don't need to, but I still would this year. So yeah, if Matheson's able to play both sides, or Gouli's able to play both sides, absolutely I'd love to, because I know Gouli and Matheson are both naturally left defensemen. So yeah, that'd be nice. When the French guys say he scores, yeah, and a boo, it kind of does. It does, Clifford. I will give you that. It does. Yeah, he did it to his own teammate. I did. I was starting to look at an article. I was like, no, I can't read this on stream. I need to focus on this thing, because I'm like, you know, I'll be like that for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm on stream. You know, I'd have to like snap back into it. Yeah, no, I saw that though, Luke, and that's brutal. That is very brutal. What I should do, boys, by the way, is even though even especially when I lean in, but even when I'm like back here, I don't have much of a light on me. What I should do, actually, you know what? I do have a free spot. You know what, boys? Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can set up a ring light real quick. I'm gonna see if I can set up the handy dandy ring light for the first time ever on a Harry Rice stream. Oh god, I don't know how I can do this, but you know what? Let me do this. This might end up either being really, really good or really, really bad for the live stream. Fuck. Yeah, you know, oh my god. Perfect. No, let me have it about there. Should be good eye level. I thought Costa was gonna give up 50 goals yesterday. Oh god, salty. You know what? I would expect as much from Sebastian Costa, if I am being completely honest. Oh no, please reach! Ah, fuck. Okay. Can I pull out a little more wire, please? That didn't make a lick of difference. Alright, now I need my remote control for this thing. Which I'm gonna have to find. Oh, it's right here. Alright, boys. So you guys can see the look without it. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up. And I'm going to place it like about here. So you guys can see the stream without the ring light. Now, what does it look like with the ring light? Oh, that looks a little bit better, actually. That does look a little bit better. What do you guys think? Oh my god, that thing is... Do you guys like it with or without the ring light more? Because genuinely what I could do... what I could do is I could try and like set it up like for next stream. Like I can just turn it off. You guys don't... yeah, it does look uneven because this side doesn't really have... Excuse me, any... I mean, technically what I could do is... I could try and like position the webcam, like take it and like put it like on my speaker that's just off camera. I could try and do that. Because like what I'd like to do is like, or I could even maybe try and take the webcam and put it like on this one. So when you see me, it's like me and then you kind of got the wall behind me. So I could probably like try and do that. So it's like you get a little bit more of an even outlook on my on the on the stream. Plus I'll be like it'll be like I'm looking like I'm looking here and then like I'll look over here to see the chat. Like, I think it'll look kind of cool. So yeah, it definitely looks better, but uneven. Yeah, Cliff, I get that. I do think for next stream though, I'm actually gonna put that on a list later. Can I like change the color on this? Oh, there we go. Oh, I can make myself look sexy. Let's go, boys. I am the greatest president of all time. No matter what country, I am the greatest. And someone's gonna clip that. You know what? I hope you guys do. God damn it. Let me see. Actually, how is this? And yes, boys, I am trying to mess around with this. Real quick. I've had this since last Christmas, and this is like my third time using it. Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to use. I want to try and use this more. Yeah, I've had this like 9 months, and this is my third time using it. You know what? Fuck it. I will. Oh God. You know what? It's a fucking party. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Let's try this. How do you guys like this? Fucking seizure mode right now. How do you guys like this? You know what? I gotta fuck with this. I gotta fuck with this. Boys. What do you guys think? Party mode on stream? Party mode on stream. Let's go, boys. Alright, yeah, Connolly said some shit. Okay, if he said some shit when he was 12, you know what? Honestly, that's like a 12-year-old being a 12-year-old. Depending on what he said, most people have probably said it worse. If he just said, like, the word, people have said a lot worse. Especially around that age. Yeah, genuinely, if you guys want this, if you guys genuinely like this, I'll keep it. If you guys want me to put it back on a solid color, I will. Wait, real quick, boys. I had to get something going, boys. You know what? No, fuck it. Until I get responses, I'm keeping this shit like this. We're doing the fucking party mode on stream. We're doing this shit until I get responses. I love this, boys. I love this. The Sens won. Yes, they did, Luca. I think Kaguli and Matheson combo would be, was that deadly? Yeah, Lobster, you know what? Fair. Because you get Matheson's off. This looks like shit, I'm sure, to you guys. But yeah, you get Matheson's offense, and then you get Gooley's elite two-way game. And yeah, you absolutely can get... Oh my god. I gotta, like, clean the corners of my camera. Because this looks like a very, like... Over here, it looks like very, like, faded. I really hope I don't have to get a new webcam already. Jesus. When the lights turn blue, Harry becomes the rare Smurf. Is there like an exclusively blue button? Oh my god, there is. Oh my god, there is, boys. There is an exclusively blue button. Alright, now let's... Wait, fuck. How do I do this? Auto. There we go. Let's go. Party mode, baby. Party mode. Alright. I did say party mode. I don't know what it's doing now. It's cycling. No, I don't want you to cycle. Give me, like... Thank you. Let's go, boys. Okay, it's just gonna do that for now. It's gonna do that, I guess. Let me see if I can, like... Holy fuck. Okay, you know, I'm turning the lights back. Actually... You know what? This could work. You know, I think it might look even better with the lights on, actually. Alright. This might look better, actually. I think we've had our fun. So I hope someone takes me dancing to the ins lights, and I really hope someone makes that like a GIF on Tenor. I will genuinely use that. If someone's in here that knows how to do that, please, someone do that right now. Deadly mid Ottawa is better. Cup is yours. Thank you, Alex. I agree. But yeah, Salty Wings. I thought Costa was going to give 50 goals yesterday. That's an oof. Thoughts on Bedard's... Oh my god, I get so many comments coming through, boys. Alright, thoughts on Bedard's debut. Jesus Christ, he needs reinforcements because the passes from his wingers were stinky. Salty Wings, yeah, I agree. The fact that he got 2 assists, including the one for the game-winning goal, and still said he can do better. Like, I love how cocky that kid is. Genuinely love how fucking awesome Bedard is. Like, people are saying oh, he has no personality. Like, where's his persona? It's like, no. The dude plays hockey. He doesn't need to be a charisma magnet or whatever the good term is. I think it's a charisma magnet. He doesn't need to be a charismatic motherfucker. You know, he goes out and he plays hockey and he's really goddamn good at it. That's his thing. It looks better. Yeah, I just read that. Bedard could have been a Canadian if Montembeault didn't decide to become Carey Price Jr. at the end of the season. I agree, Lobster. Don't insult Sam Montembeault though like that. No, legitimately, yeah, no. If Montembeault didn't decide, hey, you know what? I want to be really goddamn good now, then yeah, we could have had Bedard. But you know what? If it means Montembeault is our starter for the next couple years, I will gladly take it. Baldwin's Trevor Preston was better? Yeah, probably. Andy Smith looks great. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate it, man. Me debating on putting Stone on waivers. Trade block first, Darkness. Always try the trade block. Harry's going to build a wall. Shit, where's the... I am going to build a wall. I'm going to build a wall, and Susan will pay for it. I'm going to build a Patreon, and then Susan is going to pay for it. Thank you, boys. I'm here all weekend. I'm here all weekend. And by waivers, I mean trade. But there you go, Darkness. You look like 2018 Alex for men, probably. Harry, get drunk on stream. Dude, Darkness, low key. Whenever we hit 1,000 subs, I genuinely might go, why the fuck aren't you? There we go. I genuinely might go party mode. Like, if I'm able to, now that I think about it. Okay, so I gotta, okay, there we go. So I gotta press the on and off button for either or that I want to use. This remote is fucking flimsy, by the way, boys. I could break this shit if I really, really wanted to. I don't want to, though, because, again, it is the remote for this, and I don't think I want to... I don't think I'm going to lose that. Harry, there's art in general chat. Oh, no. I'm looking at that really quickly. What is it? 12 first O? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Oh, my God. Luca! Oh my God. Casper Haltonen. Thank you, Luca. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. You know what, boys? I'm turning that. You know what, boys? We're gonna have a surprise for the next sends. We're gonna have a surprise, boys, for the next Habs victory stream. Luca, that is the fucking shit, my guy. Oh my fucking God, that is one of the best things I've ever seen. Yeah, Darkness, legitimately, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, maybe I will genuinely get drunk on stream. No guarantees. We will hold a party stream. Don't guarantee how much copyrighted music I'm going to play. Might have to be royalty free, which means we're going to have to fucking to some royalty free. But yeah, we will have a party stream, and no guarantees, but we will potentially get drunk. No guarantees, but maybe. I'd rather Bedard went to Montreal than the friggin' Blackhawks. You know what, Clifford? Both as a Vancouver fan, I definitely agree, I definitely get what you mean, and also as an NHL fan, I definitely agree. Yeah, I've said way worse when I was younger. When you're young, exactly. When you're young, you try to be edgy. Like, I've said worse shit than if that guy just said the fucking N-word when he was 12. I've said way worse shit in VCs when I was fucking 12 or whatever. You know, I've said worse shit at school when I was trying to be fucking edgy when I was in that era of my life too. I think we've all been there. So it's like, you know, not necessarily like, oh, I can relate to you, but like, it's more of like is it really the worst thing he could have said, you know? I put so many young guns, unless it was in a legitimately racist sense, which in that case, yeah, you guys are in party mode, hell yeah. Bro, I put so many young guns on my fantasy team. Bedard, Michelli, and Edvinsson. Salty Wings, I bow to you because you probably are going to win your goddamn fantasy league. When the lights turn blue, I just read that. Thank you, Islanders fan. I appreciate it. Go, Harry, go, Harry, go. Are you lit, Andy Smith? Yes, I am indeed blazed. May have to blow it up soon in the Sim League, otherwise I'm fucked long-term. Darkness, very true. William, how's it going, my good sir? Thank you for coming by. Yeah, Oliver, the party was fun while it lasted, but hey, you know, it's not, looking at the score, it's not so much of a party right now, but yeah. Harry, what is with the Christmas light show? Randy, I figured you guys don't really want to see me just with the desktop, what light is coming off my desktop. So I figured I would set up my. I did see that I look like Alex Formet in 2018 form. But yeah, Randy, I figured that you guys wouldn't want me to just be looking like this anymore. So I forgot. I remembered I had a ring light, and I set it up, and it has a function where it can go party mode. Basically, I don't know why a fucking ring light has that, but you know what? It's funny. Play my own music, then I can't get copyrighted. Very big brain darkness. If only I had music. Maybe I'll write some music. Maybe that's what I'll do, boys. I could play my raps. That is very true. I could just play like the 4 rap songs I've actually made. Just blast those repeatedly for like 2 hours. Theoretically, so yeah. Bedsy's winning faceoffs and finding space. Exactly, Salty Wings. Like, I genuinely don't get how people can say, oh, Bedard's going to get destroyed in the NHL. He's really not. He's got great poise. He's got great sensibility. He's got great eyes, great vision. He will not be getting destroyed much at all. So, yeah. Exactly. They say McDavid has no personality. They're right. Exactly, Clifford. They're right about McDavid. Like, with Bedard, he'll at least get fun, and you can tell there's a little bit of playfulness there. But, like, it's not like with McDavid, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, I think we played a great game tonight, you know, got some shots on net. We're, you know, even though we lost, 4-1, played good. I think we had a good chances, and I think we're going to win. No, Bedard's like, yeah, you know what, we, you know, I think we're gonna, you know, like, you can tell there's a bit of playfulness with Bedard that he's just not showing yet. I think there's definitely, yeah. It hit me that I watched a guy. It's hit me that I watch a guy like Connor Bedard and realize he's 3 weeks younger than me. Then I get sad. Oliver, he's 4 years younger than me. This dude is 4 years younger than me. It's like, holy shit. Oakley, yeah, the beard is gone. Randy noticing the beard is gone. Very surprised many people didn't notice that the beard is gone. Yeah, I shaved it last night. I decided, you know what? Islanders fan, it was not because Luke came in and smacked me. Even though it is a very funny interpretation. Unfortunately, it was not. That was not the case. I was gonna shave it to just have a goatee for tomorrow. I wanted to look nice. Just wanted to have the goatee. Then I shaved it, just the goatee, and it was leaning to one side. And I was like, I could cut it, because it was still, like, somewhat long. You guys saw how long it was last stream. I could, like, cut it, but it's still going to be leaning. And I don't want to, like, shave, like, each individual or whatever. So it was like, no, like, I don't want to shave that. So I was going to leave just the mustache, shaved this. Then it made me look kind of stupid with just the shitty little mustache. So I figured, why not just shave everything? And of course, I unfortunately had to start with the sideburns. I don't think they're even on each side. They very well might be, but I don't think they are. But yeah, I figured, why not? I'll shave it all off. Why not? So yeah, play your own music. I just read that. I did read the 4-man comment. I took Stuart Skinner and Logan Thompson. Salty Wings, Logan Thompson, that's a big brain W right there. That's a big brain one. In alternate universe, Harry's the biggest Sens fan, and Alex Mason, technically in an alternate universe, there's probably alternate universes where I'm fans of every NHL team. There's probably one out there where I'm the world's biggest Boston Bruins fan. There's one out there where I'm the biggest Columbus Blue Jackets fan. There's one where I'm an Arizona Coyotes fan. There's probably one where I'm a Carolina Hurricanes fan, which automatically means I'm the biggest Carolina Hurricanes fan. Hey Harry, you got a lot of books in your background. What you like to read? Ghislaine, these are not books actually. These are all DVDs. My books are in my bedroom actually. I have a couple books, not nearly as many as my DVDs, but it's like probably maybe like 2 shelves worth. These 2 shelves worth. But I actually like to read a lot of not biopics, why can't I think of what they are? Like autobiographies. I like to read some autobiographies. Yeah, like I've read. I used to read the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin's from like 2000, 2003 respectively, back when I was in high school. I have Wayne Gretzky's autobiography. I haven't read that yet. A Movie Making Nerd by James Rolfe. That's an amazing one. I still need to read Bryan Cranston's autobiography. There's a couple I need to read or listen through. Absolutely love a movie making nerd, if you guys are a big fan of James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, and you have Audacity, if you have Audacity, no, if you have Audible, that's what it's called. If you have Audible, or just want to support James, buy his book, listen to his book. It is absolutely incredible. You know what? I'm actually going to load up. I'm going to load up Audible, and you guys are going to listen to it right now. No, I am going to load up Audible, though, because I do actually want to listen to it after. Because I remember really, really liking... I don't want to translate from French if I can just go to the English page. Yeah, yeah, I absolutely love the movie making nerd, James Rolfe's autobiography. You guys absolutely have to check that out. Great book. Even if you're not into making movies necessarily, it's so fascinating hearing, me personally, hearing about James Rolfe's life and his high school experiences, his college experiences. Hearing about his life is so entertaining to me. And from what I can recall, there's not a lot of talk about the nerd. It is a lot of himself and his love for movies. And of course, there's some talk about video games and the AVGN. But I do want to listen to it again real soon. The HRH, my diss track on myself, the HTH diss track on loop. Lucas C, which one? Wink, wink. Yo, I'm Harry Rice, and I'm here to say, talking Habs is the only way. Word up, bitch. I was trying to think of a gangster word to say, and I couldn't think of anything, so I just said, yo, I'm Harry Rice, and I'm here to say, talking hockey is the only way. Word up. Let's go. I love Bedard. I love Bedard too, Oakley. Yeah, dude, this sauce pass. I saw that pass. I was like, that is a play that very few NHLers would actually make. The saucer pass is simple, but being able to see it the way that Bedard did and get that pass to Athanasiou, that is something that very few NHLers can do. Like McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Bedard, and like probably three others that I can't think of right now. Athanasiou, funny enough, himself might actually be able to do that, but Zegras is probably one of them. Like, yeah, I'm 2 years older than Bedard. Salty Wings. Darkness is older than Bedard. Gisley, you might be the oldest one here, 51 years old. Clifford's a 24. Bedard is 18. That means you are 42, if I did my math correctly. 42 years old. Yep, have me by 9 years. Let's go, boys. I can maths sometimes. Known as a Blue Jackets fan. Exactly like Oakley said. Have you seen Dabavi? Dabavi is 11 months and 6 days older than Bedard, Oakley. That's rough. Jesus, that's rough. The alternate universe where Harry's a Blues fan would go hard. Darkness, it probably would actually. Harry rooting for the Sharks. Oh, Lobster, yeah, there probably is genuinely an alternate universe where I am a Sharks fan, probably. Thankfully, I did end up in the best universe, and yeah. I'm reading Brian Burke's autobiography. That sounds like it's a good autobiography, Salty. I did not even know he had one. Doesn't Elliot Friedman have one too? A Life in Words, by the way, is the name of the Bryan Cranston one. A Life in Words, I believe, is what it's called. I gotta check that one out. Audacity is mixing software. That is true, Gizline. It is. It works very, very well for me, personally. If you guys have seen any of the country music covers I did like 3 years ago, me and my dad mixed them with Audacity. However, now probably gonna try using something else. Yeah. Harris, have you seen Oppenheimer 2 yet? It's about some guy who had Taco Bell, then ran to the bathroom and the bomb was then made. I understand. No, I have not. I've not seen the first one, so I can't see the second one yet. Wait, do you have the book? I do not have the book's 99 Stories of the Game, Salty Wings. I should pick that one up, though. Sounds interesting. Steve Staios, Lucas C. Steve Staios, HHSL 2.0 legend. Chicago Blackhawks fans. Oh, Ghislain, absolutely. Ghislain. Blackhawks fans are going to love Bedard for the next 20 years. Dog, I never mastered the saucer pass. Oh, no, Salty Wings. I mean, like, NHLers, I mean, being able to, like, do the saucer pass, but, like, the way that Bedard got it off and was able to see the pass to Tennessee, like, that's what I'm meaning by, like, that shit. Like, he makes it look so easy. Like, seeing Bedard do that makes me want to go outside and practice saucer passes and then just never getting it off. Like, dude makes hockey look so fucking easy, which means he's probably an inspiration. At least no one here was calling him, okay, boomer. No, legitimately though, I actually am surprised no one even as a joke hasn't called you a boomer yet, Clifford. I am very surprised by that. Hi, Harry, so sad we lost Steve. Wait, did Steve Stales just pass away, or like, I really hope nothing like bad happened to Steve Staios. I really hope it's like because Luca came in here about Steve Staios. I'm really hoping that. Oh, new Sens owner brings on longtime employee Steve Staios. Steve Staios leaves the Oilers. Okay, I see now. Okay, I see. Okay, that's so it's kind of a good thing. It's kind of a good thing then. All right, so yeah, no, I completely get being sad that you lost Steve Staios, John Speed. I'm very surprised. I almost called you John Sped accidentally. Burke's Law is amazing. I gotta. Is that what it's called? Burke's Law, Salty Wings? Because I definitely gotta. I will absolutely check that one out very soon. Beauties by James Duffy is a great read. I should probably be marking these down. Why not? I'll just go back eventually and I'll just come here and look through the comments again. Oh, that's a good book recommendation. That's a book recommendation. That's a book recommendation. Right now I'm Emil Heineman 51 number. Maybe one day. Hey, just like I like that. Maybe one day I'll be Wayne Gretzky number 99. That's a good one, just like I like that. That's pretty good. Right now I am Caden Gooley number 21. Hey, I just realized, boys. Over the summer, I should do a birthday stream. Yeah, and for anyone asking, I will not be playing Taylor Swift 22. No, that you couldn't pay me enough money for me to listen to that on stream. Firstly, the copyright's going to be a bitch to handle. Even if actually if it's like a cover or karaoke, you know what? Maybe I will cover it for my birthday because that might be kind of funny. Bedard is an alien. Islanders fan, he might be. I thought you said he's an Allen, as if he's a Jake Allen. So my brain had to process that. I was like, what are you talking? And then I realized what you were saying. Bro was acting like, hey, Lucas, say, fuck you talking about, Lucas, fuck you talking about. No, legit, I literally went outside. That's the reason I missed the start of the game was because I was outside. Technically, I was inside, but I was outside, inside another place. That's what I meant to say. Steve of the Sens Poho. President... Really? You mean the president of hockey operations? Really? I knew it was president of something. I forgot for a second, though. I really hope this Coke is still good. Yes, it is. Salty Wings and Avs fan. Was Staios on the Nucks when he was a player? Lucas C. Edmonton. Lucas C. said Edmonton. I feel like that might be the only place he ever played. I still have Staios pulled up. Nope. Boston, Vancouver. So you are right. So he played in Boston for 2 seasons. Parts of 2 seasons. Vancouver for parts of 3 seasons. Atlanta for 2 seasons. The Oilers for like 8 seasons. Parts of 8 seasons. The Flames for half a season. Parts of 2 seasons. And then finished his career with the New York Islanders and 1,001 career NHL games played. Yeah. So yeah, he played like 8 different teams. I'm Josh Bailey, number 16, Sens legend. Absolutely, Lucas C. Steels played for the Canucks. There you go. Clifford just answered it. Tim Stützle is so good better than all the Hab players. You're going to have to turn that into English for me to understand that. Tim Stützle is a professional diver. That I understand. Harry, I don't know what it is, but you look more fit. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. I appreciate it. It could be maybe the beard being gone. Because the beard, like, it felt like it accentuated my fatness in a way. But, like, because I do feel healthier, weirdly enough. I know I'm not. But I do feel a bit healthier without the beard being around. Then again, I do want a big bushy beard. Eventually, I'm going to try and start shaving it more. Actually, I can't shave for fucking November because Movember is do not shave month. Or shave it all. I forget what the fucking purpose of Movember is at this point. When I was in school, the teachers would tell us that they wouldn't shave if they came in with like beards, that they weren't shaving for Movember. And now apparently it is that you say that you do the thing. So it's like, nah. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Someone can tell me in the chat. I genuinely forget. Did you know that Henri Richard died at 21 times 4 is 84. He was born on February 29th, 1936. Ghislain, I have no clue what the math for that would be. February the 29th. 29 times 2 is like... Yeah, I wouldn't know. 21 times 4 is 80. Oh, because I just said... Okay, I said that I'm 21 Caden Gooley. He died at 4 times of 21. Okay. I did not know that, actually. Fucking... Dude lived a long life. You know what? Dude lived a long life. Bro was a journeyman. Anlander, at the end of the presser, said, what is this, your 8th jersey? Lucas C, you know what? You know what? I like Andlander. I like that guy. Fucking, what is this, your 8th jersey now? You know what? That's sick, Luca. John, I literally am glowing because I have my ring light. I would show it on screen, but the wire is like really tight right now. But yeah, I literally am glowing right now. Thank you, John. Harry, it says Tampa's total clap. Oh god, I hope they don't have the clap. It's 34.75 million, yet they have 25,000 left in cap space. I wouldn't say that's a minor error. Darkness, holy shit. Let me get on that right now before I continue with the game. I'm sorry, boys, by the way. Yeah, November was okay, so it was a stash. I think people just wouldn't shave their beard as well, because it was like, oh, shave the beard, I usually want to shave the stash too. I'll look at that right now, Darkness. So it says that they have 34. Oh, well, that's probably because their projected cap hit is actually at the bottom, but it's not being marked properly. I-35. It's not I-35. Okay, there we go. Okay, Darkness, there we go. I did fix it. So it actually wasn't an issue with their cap. It was an issue with the thing at the top with their projected cap hit. It was actually a problem with that. So thank you for pointing that out either way. It probably wasn't the error that you expected it to be, but yeah. November was gross stash for prostate cancer. Ghislaine, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so there we go. Thanks for Brady Kachuk. You guys skipped him for KK. Well, you know what? No problem. We got to a cup final with Koki and Emmy. Has Brady Kachuk even been in the playoffs yet with the Kings? Or with the Suns? Technically, I'm right, because he hasn't been to the playoffs with the Kings yet either. I think LA for taking Byfield the bus too. You know what, Alex? He's only 21. That was the error. Okay. Fair Darkness. Fair Darkness. For a second, you made me think like it was like, oh, they don't have that little cap space. I get what you mean now, Darkness. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for helping me, for letting me be made aware of that. If you have any more, just feel free to let me know. That is my HHSL lines. I don't think you guys want to hear me read those off. All right, where am I? Canadiens went to the power play. It's a hooking on William Legason. Leafs are able to clear. There's not much of an opportunity. The Habs did try to push. Montreal also trade for Zegras, maybe Slav. John, like Apple Pie said, Zegras will cost a lot unless, like, he's really like, I do not want to sign with Anaheim. I want to leave, which I don't think would happen. He doesn't seem like that type of guy. But if we did want to trade for Zegras, it probably would take like Slavkovsky and a second and then like a roster player, just because they'd want someone to replace Zegras, quote unquote. So it would probably have to be like Zegras, Armia just to help him out with the cap situation, and then a second round pick again. So, like, I don't know. We will know who the bust... Exactly, Ghislaine. We will absolutely know who, like, the big bust is. The big bust. The big bust, god damn it. Ducks are a joke, unfortunately, Luca, yeah. Exactly. They've, like... To be fair, Luca, I'm pretty sure they probably thought Zegras would want, like, 10 mil. Which... he still might. No guarantees that he doesn't. He still might want, like, 10 mil. So I get why they would not want to spend the cap, but then again, why are they only offering him like 3-4 million then if they expected him to want 10 million? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to sign Patrick Kane. Oh, fucking, who the fuck knows? Imagine Buffalo added Zegras. Apple Pie, you know what? I would both love and hate Buffalo for doing that, because Zegras with Tage Thompson, holy shit. But at the same time, oh god, it makes our division even deadlier than it already will be for the future with Buffalo, Florida, and Montreal all existing. Leafs are able to clear, not much of an opportunity. The Canadiens tried to push. Shots are 8-7 for the Habs and a 0-0 tie game after 20 minutes to play. Hits, by the way, were probably like 3-2. This was not a physical game in the first two periods at all. Gallagher was out for the opening face-off. I put opening minute. Out for the opening face-off of the second period. He actually wins it. Habs can't score on the power play. Unfortunately, we are 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Speaking of big busts, there is a woman who can crush it... who can crush a pack of 6 cans of beer with her big bust. Just like, thank you for that, my guy. I can't laugh at that. Habs can't set up as the Leafs good D. I think I didn't finish that note, but the Habs aren't able to set up. The Leafs have some good D, preventing them from being able to do so. John Parker Jones gets actually a pretty good chance on a rebounded shot. He's not able to bury it though. Good Leafs defense there still. Then the Leafs go to the power play. Lindstrom, which, by the way, the Red Wings Lidstrom. Could they? No, they didn't trade the next Nick Lidstrom. Don't worry. Lindstrom, though, does get called for a slash. Leafs get some good chances, but they aren't able to find Robertson on a wide open chance. Very surprised they wouldn't go to him. Habs are 1-for-1 on the PK tonight. Pearson gets a shot off a Leafs push. No goal. Samsonov makes the save. And we're done with the phone. We are done with the game. The rest of the game got canceled for some reason. No, but legitimately, we are on to the computer now. HRSL Suns legend. Oh, who are we talking about? Are we talking about Nick Lidstrom? Oh, Nick Lidstrom, yeah. I agree, Luca. Absolutely an HRSL Suns legend. Definitely, no doubt about it. By the way, boys, if I were to do a 3.0 Sim League, I would consider FHM very slightly. Just because, yeah, Nick Lidstrom, baby. Just because we could probably go back to, like, 1988 or whenever Nick Lidstrom was drafted and, like, have that era of hockey. Or even go back to, like, 1979. What if Gretzky was in the draft? Her name was Busty Hart. Thank you, Gisley. I appreciate that a lot. No, Luca. No. Believe me. We're not going to a 3.0, like, right now. We're talking about, like, when the league is caught up to modern day. When, like, we're on NHL 24 and we don't have anywhere to go because 25 is not out yet, for example. You know, I'm going to probably have a vote. Do you guys want me to keep going for, like, a year or two with 24 or go to a new Sim League? I'll consider, because I do want to have a new Sim League ready just in case, regardless, because eventually we will want to move on to a new Sim League. So I do want to have ideas open. Like, I currently have, like, 2 or 3 things that I'm considering for a new Sim League. So it's not me considering it for, like, right now again. It's just for 6-7 months, however long it takes for us to get caught up and maybe want to move on. Hot Take Hockey probably over celebrating this win like a weenie. Oh, 100% Showtime. He's probably celebrating it like... He's probably celebrating like that right now. I love that I can do that because I have the fucking ring light. I love that I have that. I was going to go over turn the light off again, but it was too much effort. I just wanted to get up and just jump a little bit. There's a 2-on-1 break for the Canadiens. Beck is found by Wall. Very good pass. Nice hard wrister. Just gets gloved by Samsonov. Habs then go to the power play. Legason, his second penalty of the game, is called for an interference after the Habs with some good pressure. And the Leafs score shorthanded. Justin Barron, a really bad turnover, leads to a Matthew Knies shot that beats the Habs' probable third string goaltender. I was torn between him and Joe Dobesh. Yeah. Is Beck going back to the OHL? Luca, I genuinely don't know. I like Owen Beck. I think he's playing well. I could see him getting into the AHL. Part of me thinks we might send him back to the OHL. Part of me thinks we'll put him in the AHL for the year. Unless he's not able to go to the AHL, in that case, yeah, probably to the OHL. But if he is able to, I genuinely don't know. I think it'll depend on how he plays in however many NHL NHL preseason games he plays for the rest of the preseason. I think it's going to depend on how ready he looks to potentially be in the AHL. But I'd probably send him back to the OHL just to be safe. But last year, I believe he did look really solid. Hopefully we see, by the way, Philip Mazar. I don't want him back. Yeah, Luke, you probably don't want him terrorizing the London Knights, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, it's like us when we beat the Sens team 2 days ago. We were celebrating up. Exactly, Gislaine. It wasn't like, yeah, fuck the Sens. Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of us were still fuck the Sens. But it wasn't because we beat the Sens. It would be the same way if we had beaten Jersey. Or if we beat... Who's the team besides the Leafs that we play? I think we play the Devils again, actually. I think it's 2 against the Devils, 3 against the Leafs, and then 2 against the Senators. So that's a very fun preseason schedule. But no, it'd be the same way if you played Anaheim in the preseason and we won that. It was like we wouldn't be celebrating because we beat that team. It's for our first goddamn preseason win in 3 years, like you said, Gislaine. Exactly. Like, we'd be celebrating tonight if we didn't beat the Senators and beat the Leafs tonight. We'd probably be celebrating a little extra because of the Maple Leafs, but we'd still be celebrating heavily because of the first preseason win. Even though it obviously means nothing, it's still nice to have the preseason wins happen once in a while. Like, as a Habs fan, I would obviously much rather wear the white jersey every single game, meaning I'd rather us win every single game. But with the red jersey, like, there's no real big problem aside from the fact that it shows my titties. Yeah, Gallagher should be in the All-Star game. Vote him in. I agree. Apple pie, absolutely. Armia and Gallagher, the best duo ever. Absolutely, apple pie. 0 turnovers tonight. Best defensive duo. Luca, Habs Fan TV was absolutely funny for the Sens game, dude. I watched the thing they did with the Nick outside, and it was like, fuck it, holy shit. And then I watched the like really calm and subdued one with Alex and the other dude. I apologize, I do not know his name. It's probably something like Frank or Rick, a really basic name that's like, yeah, you really shouldn't forget this, and somehow I did. But Alex and the other dude is kind of a funny name for the show, actually. If they wanted to name those, like Alex and the other dude react to the Habs win or whatever, something like that, that'd be kind of funny. But yeah, I saw their version, their video, and it was like, yeah, no, that's kind of funny. Yeah, they were really fucking funny for the Sens game for sure, though. I hope they've uploaded stuff for this game. I'll check after this stream, but I really hope they uploaded something too. I hope Sheldon Keefe makes Legason his new Justin Hall. It keeps him in the lineup. Apple pie, you know what? That'd be fucking hilarious. Considering Justin Holt just got a $3 million contract, maybe he'll do that to William Legason and try and deal him off the deadline for like a second. Or considering the Red Wings have Ben Sherratt, maybe they'll try and keep Legason in the lineup, make him a top 4D, and then trade him at the deadline for a first-round pick that they end up shipping out for a really solid future sec. The Leafs doing good decisions. Oh, the Leafs making good trades. That's funny. It's almost as funny as their really god-awful drafting decisions. Hashtag skipping on Lane Hudson and letting him go to Montreal in the second round. Yeah, in case you guys don't know the story, the Leafs apparently were really, really high on Lane Hudson to the point where he was fully expecting to get drafted by the Maple Leafs, and the fact he got picked by Montreal came as a shock to him. Yeah, no Cowboys. I'm not saying I'm shit on Easton Cowan. I'm just saying the years prior to that, very questionable drafting decisions. I'm not slandering Cowboy. Easton Cowan was a damn good pick. I'm gonna say that, Luca. Don't shoot me, please. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, Justin Barron with a terrible turnover. Matthew Knies actually has a pretty solid shot that does beat Caden Primo pretty clean. Leafs fans will say he's better than Matthews for about a month now. And apparently it wasn't even aware to me that the Blue Jays were playing tonight, and any Leafs fans that are also Blue Jays fans were probably watching that game because it has far more importance over this preseason game that doesn't mean jack shit in a week, probably. Yeah, Leafs near shorthanded 2-0 lead after a very bad kick by Logan Mailloux, but there's nothing there, thankfully. 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. It'll be hilarious when... Dude, it will be apple pie. Even if he's not filling their net with their net with pucks, he's causing the pucks to be in their net. Like, whew. Oh, Lucas C, yeah, we're gonna see that goal on loop for 2 weeks, and it's like they beat our third string goalie, who's playing AHL hockey in the next 2 weeks. Despite how Caden Primo actually played, in my opinion, I really liked Primo's 2 preseason games he's gotten so far. If he gets NHL games, hopefully he plays the same way, because I really liked his preseason so far. But yeah, second string. Oh yeah, sorry, Jake Allen is kind of dog. Harry Rice versus Habs. What am I fucking talking about? Hot Take Hockey versus Harry Rice boxing match on Misfits this year, dude. Showtime. If you were somehow Showtime HBO, I'd say get the contract because I'll sign it. I will absolutely sign it, my guy. Like. Come on. Jake Allen becomes Florida man. You know what, Lucas C? That would be very funny. Dude, if we somehow end up ship Jake Allen to Tampa Bay for like a first, second, third. By the way, I hope the mic doesn't sound too loud. I hope it's not like peaking much because I just realized I am kind of like close to the mic. I'm kind of getting close to it. But yeah, that would be hilarious if we shipped off Jake Allen to Tampa for like a first, second, third, a fourth, and a fifth, and whatever prospect they have left. Like, we'll gladly take those lottery first rounders. Like, hell yeah. God, that would be fucking hilarious. Oh, no problem. Just like, okay, so a couple of years ago, they had selected a great D prospect in Sweden named Nicholas from like 51st, but they kept the secret to make sure nobody selected him before. Really, Gislain? Really? So they'd kept him a secret. Really? That's kind of funny. Oh, you'll get a third and a C plus spec. Lucas C, you know what? True. They don't have any picks left. What is their cap friendly looking like though? What is their cap friendly? Yeah, their next first isn't until 2026. Oh, that's funny. Well, actually, technically, we could acquire their 2025 first round pick in the sense that if it's not in the top 10, oh wait, no, if it is in the top 10, it goes to Nashville. If it isn't, it goes to Nashville. Fuck, I'm stupid. Okay. You know, we could acquire the 2026 first, a 25 second, a 24 third, a 25 fourth, and then a 26 fifth. Go kind of an upward, downhill, and up and down progression. Well, technically a down progression, but you know what I mean. Technically, we could acquire the 3 sevenths this year. How the fuck do they have 3 sevenths this year? Oh, they got a 7th round pick in the Corey Perry trade. What about Minnesota? Minnesota! How did they get in the Pat Maroon deal? I see now. I get that. You know what? We'll take back Alex Barré-Boulet. He's a Happle. I should just end stream and just go drink water right now. Drink lots and lots of water. But, yeah, Luca, they definitely don't. DDT, let's go. Mr. DDT regulator in the chat, boys. Let's go. I did know that, Ghislaine, that Boston drafted Ken Dryden and then traded him to the Canadiens for, it was like 2, like, 4th-line guys and something else. When Ooze can work his magic and get more exactly apple pie. Like, somehow he'll get their 26 first, 25, 26 second, their best possible prospect, still bring in Alex Barré-Boulet somehow. Like, the dude will work magic. By the way, DDT, I just realized that you're in here. Is this your first time seeing, like, the new Habs stream setup? Because I want to know your thoughts. I've gotten, like, everybody else's thoughts, and most people seem to think it's good. What do you think about it? The only feedback I've gotten is that I could use more Habs memorabilia, which I just realized I forgot to set up. Damn it. But it is not good. Thank you, DDT. I appreciate it. I was in the stream a few days ago and I said, yo. Oh, it's not your first time. I was in the stream a few days ago and I said, yo. Oh, let's go, DDT. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I feel like I might have remembered that, actually. It might have been because there was an influx of so many people that were telling me the stream looked good. So I was like, I forgot. Dude, Apple Pie, I really hope Kirby Doc goes off tomorrow. I unfortunately won't be able to watch the game live, but whenever I do get to check it out, I will absolutely be checking for Kirby Doc goal or assist or just something. It'd be really nice, especially as well because Ilya Samsonov played tonight. It's probably going to be Joseph Woll tomorrow, now that I think about it. I absolutely think that it's probably, like I said, probably going to be Joshua, did I say Joshua Woll in net? Joseph Woll is going to be in net for the Leafs probably. So it also might mean that there's a Montembeault-Allen combo. I'd really like to see Montembeault and, God damn it, who played with Montembeault last time? Because it was Allen and Primo, then it was Montembeault with someone else's backup. Why do I can just scroll in my notes. I just realized it was Jacob Dobesh. How do I fucking forget who Jacob Dobesh is? But yeah, I'd love to see Montembeault and Dobesh be the tandem. But yeah, I would completely get why we might not play Dobesh and might go with our full tandem. I think it looks nice. I think there could be a tad more to fill in some space. Oh yeah, like I definitely get like up here there definitely could be like, I definitely wanted to keep that. I definitely could put like say like my Twitter or something up here. I could put like something else and then move like not the donation thing, like any like the notifications to like around here, maybe like around this section. I could definitely do that. I might work with this. This still isn't like a final variation. I do want to work with this for sure, Mr. DDT. I definitely do want to work with the setup, but this is just like for preseason. It's very much the preseason for the players and for the streamer. I still want to work with this. I might change the background. I like the red brick background. Hey, there we go. I just realized that it's back to the golden. There we go. That's what I wanted. But yeah, I might switch some things around. I really like this, though. Having the score, me, and then, like, the chat here. There's definitely something I could fill the top right with. There's definitely something I could fill it with when we win, if I can turn it into a GIF, which I'm gonna do tonight. But yeah. When I first saw this, I was like, homie, up the quality. Yeah, Mrs. DDT, I had to. I really liked the just straight up webcam streams. I really liked that, but I knew I could do more. I knew I could do more with the streams, and I wanted to at least get a start. Maybe we'll upgrade it. Maybe we'll upgrade throughout the season. See what I can do. If we get enough subs and enough, maybe I'll set a donation goal. And I just realized I haven't done that. I haven't set a donation goal in a while. Maybe I should do that over the course of the season. Throughout the whole season, set a dono goal of like $20. No, set it to like, I don't know, like 150, 200 throughout the whole season. See if I can get like a straight 1080p or 4K webcam. Maybe not 4K, because you guys can't even tell what the bit rate I'm at. You can only see me in 1080p. Or 1080i, something like that. I forget which it is. I think my webcam is... Yeah, so it's 1080p. You might be seeing me in 1080i. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. See if I can upgrade the webcam even more from a 1080p to a even better 1080p. Might be Dobesh and Allen tomorrow. Apple Pie, you know what? I kind of fuck with that. If we can get Allen's confidence up to be the backup, I'd be more than fine with that. If it's Dobesh that somehow starts, I'd be quite happy with that. Especially probable AHL 1B, 1A with Primo, more than likely, if he clears waivers. Hoping he does. Hoping he does, as I said. Hoping he does as well. I would be kind of fine with that, to see what we got in Jacob Dobesh. Have you heard how... I did not hear exactly how he was drafted. I just assumed it's like the same thing with like a Sergei Fedorov or a Nick Lidstrom, where he's drafted late, or Henrik Zetterberg, I think, was the same way, where like these guys are European players in an era where they're not being looked at super heavily, so they end up being late round gems for whoever picks them. That's what I always assumed. I didn't know that you got them on a technicality. That's kind of cool, actually. I've gotten one offer so far for Stone. I may let it wait out for the next 24 hours to see if... You know what, Darkness? That's completely fair. I would do that as well with Mark Stone, because, like, there's going to be teams who might go off the name value of Mark Stone and offer you more than you maybe should get. But absolutely, I would at least wait 24 hours to see what you might be able to get. So I like Pearson and Evans together, though. Just Apple Pie. Gallagher was not too great. Honestly, I do think Pearson and Evans on the fourth line could work. I think that might be a reason we did play Pearson and Evans together, was to play them on that fourth line. Maybe Evans gets third line with Dvorak out for the first month. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Pearson and Evans together. I thought Pearson could have maybe gotten the third line if Evans stays still on the fourth line. But I think them being together could actually work. And I'd actually kind of like to see that during the regular season. See how that works. Because Pearson isn't overly offensive and he isn't overly defensive. He's just kind of solid at everything. He's kind of a good two-way forward. Again, doesn't necessarily excel at anything, but he's solid and reliable. Kind of like Evans, you know? They fit very, very well together. And then if Gallagher's on that line, well then, good luck any of them scoring goals on that line with fucking Gallagher being there. I like Gallagher, but again, just... Oh boy. So yeah, we are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Oh god, Lobster, who the fuck plays center? Pizzetta, Armia, and Gallagher. Dude, if that's our fourth line into the season, which there's no way it is, if that's somehow our fourth line, I'm calling the season right there. I'm sorry, but if you genuinely go into the regular season somehow starting a Pizzetta, Armia, Gallagher fourth line, call the season right there. 3 turnover specialists. 3 giveaway specialists. Someone who feels like he's playing for the fucking opposite team 90% of the time, and Joel Armia. And the other 2% of the time feels like he could actually be a fucking superstar. I swear to God, someone pointed it out in a server I was in. I think it was my server. The Sokol specialist who comes by here. He pointed out there's like a 5-game stretch, usually at some point in the season, where Armia looks like fucking God out there. He'll have like 2 goals, 3 points in 5 games, and he'll have like 20,000 opportunities. Lobster, exactly. Armia only plays good when he plays for Finland, exactly. Like, I genuinely don't know if it's just the Canadian system he doesn't work well in, if it's just he doesn't like being in Montreal, but he would have requested a trade, I'm sure, and it would have been known. But, like, I don't know what it is, but just Armia kind of sucks for the Canadiens, especially the past, 3 years. EA thinks David Pastrnak is fast as Jordan Kyrou. I laughed at that. You know what? Very fair, but at the same time, they probably upped Pastrnak's speed. They probably upped his speed more so just to get his overall up higher, probably by an extra point or so. I think he's like a 92, 93, so it's like, oh, he's at a 92. What do we just up his speed or something? He can't up his defensive awareness from a 85. Any more than that, and the rest of the league is gonna fucking shit. Kyber's speed is a 92, which means Pastrnak's speed is somehow an 83. It's like slightly faster. Habs have some pressure. There was a Leaf that lost the stick. A Pezzetta Armia Gallagher line would make me want to turn off the TV. Dude, Lobster, me too, man. Me too. Genuinely, if we ice Pezzetta Armia and Gallagher, I might look away from the fucking TV. Like, I wouldn't stop watching Habs games, but I would absolutely have to just, oh god, they're out there. I just turn my head. And when I fucking hear, and when I hear, like, comes in, Armia on the puck, turns it over to Austin Matthews, and he scores, or something like that. Like, oh god, I should have known. And I know exactly how it's gonna happen. Against the boards, he's got a guy here with the guy rushing. He's got, say, wishful thinking, Logan Mailloux makes the team. But, say he's got the Caden Gooley here with a guy rushing, and he's got a guy up his wing. Say I'm Joel Armia. He's got a guy, like, way over here with the guy who's trying to cut through to break up a pass. And he's got a guy right along the boards. Quick, easy little pass to, might get intercepted, but the D can get back and play. But should be a good, clean pass. Fucking passes over here. Oh, Austin Matthews intercepted, boom, rifled on net, and it's a goal. That's exactly how fucking Armia would turn the puck over. Exactly. And then Brendan Gallagher is just, it feels like his hands are completely gone. I mean, granted, he's had to take like 50,000 Weber slap shots to the hand recently, but still. Jesus. Yeah, EA gave Boston Johnny Hockey 93. Yeah, I assumed it was a 93 speed. I mean, I get that, okay, they're higher speed, whatever, but it's still such a minuscule difference that, like, if Kyrou's was like an 88 and theirs were like a 95, then, like, okay, I'd understand. But if they're like so similar that it's like barely any difference you're gonna feel in the game, then meh, take it or leave it. You can just edit it yourself when you get the game, if you get the game, I should say. I'm not gonna assume everybody automatically buys a new NHL game. Fuck, I still don't have 22 and I own 23. I still don't own 22 somehow. I bought 23 when it was like $30, and I've never seen 22 go below 50. Make of that what you will. Either 23 wasn't selling well, or they just really wanted to be generous to their fans when I bought it. Best Buy did, at least. I just read that Gallagher's hands are gone and he's very slow. Exactly, Lobster. Exactly. Like, I want Gallagher to have a rebound season this year. I want to agree with the fans that are like, oh, you know what? No, Gallagher's going to be healthy this year. He's going to turn back into a good middle six option, can play top 6 minutes. He's going to be great for the Canadiens. He's going to have a rebound season. I wish I could be that optimistic for guys like Brendan Gallagher and Joel Armia and Michael Pezzetta, but I just can't. Despite the fact that Pezzetta practiced his fighting skills with George Laraque, and Armia played great for Finland in the World Juniors. Not the World Juniors, the not the World Series, but like the World Championship, I guess it would be. And Brendan Gallagher saying that he feels the healthiest that he's been in like a few years or whatever. I just can't. I can't see Pezzetta winning more than a fight this year, depending on how many he has and who he faces in those fights. I can't see Armia playing good, and I can't see Gallagher returning to anything remotely resorting his former glory, if you will. You know, Pezzetta was terrible last preseason game too. Exactly, Lobster. He played last game, and he was so noticeable in the worst ways possible. And, like, I don't want to shit on Michael Pezzetta. I want to sit here and say, you know what, yeah, Pezzetta had some good shifts. He had some pretty good passes up the middle. Very, very solid hits. But I just can't. Like, okay, he hits. doesn't hit that hard. He loses 99% of the fights he takes. He has 0 offensive game. Okay, he had a career year in points this year. How many fucking games was he forced to play third line because of how many goddamn injuries we had, though? Like, I want these guys to play well, but I just have realistic expectations. Pezzetta should be in the AHL. Armia should be fucking in the ECHL. Brendan Gallagher is probably going to play 30 games this year if he's lucky and be on LTIR for most of the year. So we'll still have probably $16 million in cap space unless we just put him on the regular IR so we don't risk being near the minimum cap floor before we... I don't know if we get punished during the year. I don't think we do, but yeah, going below the minimum cap floor. So, like, fuck, again, I wanna root for these guys. I want them to play well. I have a Brendan Gallagher poster from 2017 that I would love to put up. I'd love to look at that and say, you know what? Gally had a good game last night. Fucking A. Damn, Gally had a hat trick last night. That's awesome. He looks great. But I don't think I will. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love for people to re-upload this clip 5 months into the year if Gally has 45 points in 60 games, and it's wow. You believe this fucking dude thought Gallagher wasn't going to have a rebound? I love for people to be able to clown on me for my fucking Gallagher take, or my Armia take, or my Pezzetta take at the end of the year. I'd love to be wrong on that in that context. But I don't think I will be. If I am, I'll be happy to say, hey, Gallagher had a great year this year. That's awesome. It's not going to happen, though. But yeah, Pezzetta's probably playing tomorrow, too. Unless we run back Jack-Eye and Parker Jones, which, you know what? I'd like to, actually. That would be pretty fun. Pezzetta, Parker Jones, Jack-Eye, who's to say? But yeah, if Pezzetta's playing tomorrow, part of me is going to be happy that I'm not home for the game. Part of me, obviously, is always going to hate that I'm not watching a Habs game live whenever I'm watching it. But at the same time, I have instant replay. I can fast forward through whatever commercials there are, so that's also a good thing. So yeah. Meh. Habs with big pressure. There's a lead that loses a stick, which leads to more pressure. Mayo actually had a great near end-to-end goal. Great setup that causes pressure. Really solid immediate rebound after that. That kick that led to a near 2-0 lead. Great immediate rebound for Mayo. Just, hey, you know what? I'm going to cause chances. They didn't score, unfortunately, but again, great setup, great pressure. The blue line was really joining the rush. Again, Mayo has that great chance. However, there's a penalty called. I said there was a penalty called, but I didn't put down what the penalty was. I don't think there's any preseason games on right now. But very quickly, I will look up the preseason to try and get that penalty. Why? Because I'm a goddamn journalist, and I will do that. Your starting lineup for opening season: Pezzetta, Gallagher, Armia on the. Oh Jesus Christ, Baudin, Barron. You know what? Holy shit! The Oilers and Flames are in overtime right now. You know what? That's kind of the. You know what? That's actually a score I fuck with. that's kind of exciting actually. Oh god, this is ass. Am I really gonna have to load this up on my computer? You know what? I will do this just for you guys. I will look it up on my computer just to be able to get what the penalty was. Because, like I said, I'm a goddamn journalist, and I'll do it for you guys. No, legitimately though, I do want to, get the penalty as well, because I don't think I even tracked my notes. Apparently, halfway through the overtime, there's been 0 shots, so that should tell you how good the game has been. How do I get to the other games? Oh, scores? Is that how? I hate the new NHL.com layup. It used to be so good. Game Center? Is that it? That might be it. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is, actually. Okay, I'm sorry. So there's a hold. There's a penalty called. It's Timothy Liljegren to the box for a hooking on Mitchell Stevens. Canadiens pressure looking pretty good. Leafs go back the other way. Decent shorthanded chances for them. The Canadiens just not playing all that great on the penalty. On the power play, we are, I believe, 0 for 4 now on the power play. Wait, what was the last one? We are 0 for 4 on the power play. I am indeed right, actually. And then it's a 2-0 Leafs lead. A shot from the blue line by Kokkonen. It tips off of Beck's shin and in the net. That sucks to see. Beck immediately notices when the puck's in the net. He just hangs his head. He knows that he's probably blaming himself. He's trying to block the shot. He obviously doesn't mean for it to go in the net, but gotta feel bad for Owen Beck there, especially considering the game probably goes into OT if he doesn't get that. That sucks. But again, you know what? There's nothing Beck can really do there. John Parker Jones looks good. There's a near shot on net after a really nice kind of spin move. Good body check afterwards as well. Leafs then go to the power play with 1:28 left in the second. There's a cross check that gets called against Darber Jackeye. Leafs pressure, some opportunities, but they aren't able to score. There's a good glove by Primo with 10 seconds left. Another save with 0.4. They blow the whistle, but 0.4 left. Again, they just run the clock. So shots are 18-15 for the Canadiens. Actually, sorry, the shots were 20-17. I did mean to correct that. Shots were 20-17. What do you think of Caden Primo? Do you think he is the future starter for Montreal? Wolverine, it's genuinely hard to gauge at this point. I said that it's hard to gauge. I can't. No, but it genuinely is. It's hard to gauge because he's only 23. At 23, well, actually was a bad example because I think by 23 he was the Habs starter. But by 23, Dominic Hasek, who would have thought that Dominic Hasek at 23 would have been the starter that he'd become in Buffalo? Because I'm pretty sure by 23 he was with the Blackhawks. He wasn't seen as much of anything. Like, I'm not saying Primo's going to become a Hasek. Believe me, no, not at all. But I'm just saying it's hard to tell what goaltenders are going to become at just 23 years old, unless you're a phenom like Patrick Wall. I believe Ken Dryden by 23 was the Canadiens starter as well, I'm pretty sure. I think Andrei Vasilevsky was in the NHL by 23. Don't quote me on that exactly. He might have been. I don't remember. So it's hard to gauge a lot of goaltenders. I like Caden Primo. I like Caden Primo. Aside from his first call-up in 18-19, he's not looked ready for the NHL. But then again, you take a look at the teams he's been playing in front of, and they're not good. There's a reason in 21-22. I have to look up Caden Primo's stats. There's a reason in 21-22. Caden Primo played 12 games, went 1-7-1 with a .868 save percentage and a 4.62 goals against average. It definitely isn't because he's god-awful. He is not a terrible goalie. Hell, his first two games in the league, 1-1 record, 2.52 goals against average, and a .931 save percentage. Made 67 saves in 2 games. That's an average of about 33, 34 per game, which is pretty solid. Genuinely not terrible at all. I think he allowed 2 goals in his first game. He allowed 3. It was like 3 on 38 in his second game, something like that. He played well in his first 2 games when he was 20 or 21, whatever he was at the time. And then again, just 2021 plays horrible. Technically, you could actually argue he played worse in 2021 because he had an .849 save percentage. But 21-22, everybody just played like shit. Last year, you could argue he did play worse because he played 3 games, 0-2-0, .852 save percentage, but a 3.46 goals against average. So, I don't know. For me, I like Caden Primo. I want to see him work out. It's far too early, though, to say if, he's going to be a career AHLer. Like I said, it's still a bit early for me to say, he's only going to be an AHLer, or, he'll definitely pan out into a starter. I'd like to see him be the future starter, but with guys like Jacob Dobesch, and Quentin Miller, I was going to say Mitchell Miller for a second, Quentin Miller, the kid from Russia that we just drafted, Jacob Fowler, don't ask me to pronounce the guy from Russia yet, I genuinely don't even know how to say his name, but with those 4 in the system, and Caden Primo there too, it's more of a credit to how good these guys are than how bad Primo is. He honestly could be a starter in some organizations. There's some where if they had him, or if they traded for him, got him on waivers, whatever, that he could turn into a starter. Could Montreal be one of those? It's still too early to tell. At 20, when he played those first 2 games, he looked great. He probably looked like he could be a starter. Now it looks like he probably could be a backup. However, if you ask me, if I'm being honest, I want to say he can be a backup. I want to say he'll be a very solid backup, But again, time will tell. I think in the next 4 years we'll be able to get a gauge if he'll be a backup, a starter. Maybe he only does develop into a good AHL starter. But we'll see. I want to say he can be a starter, but I think he'll be a pretty solid, reliable backup, though. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Caden Primo? I know a guy who's an FA. Oh, okay, Darkness, who will probably sign to replace Stone as a stopgap. Interesting. Hoffer will be 23 this year. He's the backup. Exactly, Darkness. Yeah, like Joel Hoffer, 23. Jordan Binnington, he was what, 25, 26? When he came into the NHL for the 18-19 season, he was what, 24, 25, 26? Like, nobody would have guessed 3-4 years earlier that, oh yeah, no, Jordan Binnington's gonna win the cup for the Blues. Like, everybody was like, oh yeah, come on, okay, what are you playing NHL? You made him a 99 overall, yeah, that's funny. You know, nobody would have expected that. Like, if I say, oh, Jacob Dobesh, he's gonna come in 3 years, and he's gonna be the goalie that gets the Canadiens to the finals, and they're gonna win the cup. Like, who would have, if that genuinely happens, people will come back to this, and they're going to know that I'm joking, and somehow I predicted it. Who's to say 3 years from now? Who's to say 3 years from now Joe Besh is even with the Canadiens? I think he will be, obviously, but still, you can't gauge what happens year to year, let alone 3-5 years from now. So, yeah. Otto's putting Lassie Thompson on waivers tomorrow. Found a new young defenseman for y'all. Chev Camaro, thank you. Sporty, I appreciate that, man. Bro, the camera quality is top tier. That internet does wonders. Thank you, Sporty. I appreciate that, man. I guess I don't need to upgrade the camera then. I was talking like 15 minutes ago. How I was going to start a donation goal to get a new camera. I guess I don't need to. Thank you, Sporty, though. I appreciate it. And yeah, if Montreal claimed Lassie Thompson, you know what? I'd be very happy. That'd be very nice. I'm becoming the IRL Isles in the sim, aka carried by Sorokin. Yeah, Darkness, that's pretty accurate. To be honest, apart from Marc-Andre Fleury, first overall with Pittsburgh, another first overall, Rick DiPietro with the Islanders. He never became the goalie that was expected. To be fair, injuries derailed him a good bit. Injuries did derail Rick DiPietro, and he was heavily rushed. It was like the 2000 draft he was selected, and then like 2001 he was in the NHL. Like, if he had come in for the 03-04 season, maybe held out until the lockout 05-06, but even then, like, 04-05 probably does play in the AHL, which is filled, basically was the NHL that year. Like, fucking look at how many NHLers were playing in the AHL that year, which, fun fact, if you want to see Jason Spezza in an AHL jersey, when he's kind of in his prime, look it up, because it's honestly kind of funny. The fact that this guy who's about to near his prime was playing AHL hockey, without proper context, this is again kind of funny. But yeah, Waugh definitely did become good after being peppered. Yeah, kind of Gislin, yeah. I get that. Dryden as well. Dude won the Conn Smythe and then won the Calder the next year. Like, you can never tell with a goalie. A goalie might come in, play 15 great games, and then the rest of his career he's dog shit. He might come in, win the Conn Smythe like Ken Dryden, win the Rookie, win the Calder next year, be great for a decade and then retire. He might play like shit for his first 3 years, but all of a sudden something clicks, boom, great goalie for the next 8-9 years. Like, you never know with goalies. Goalies are fucking weird. Goalies can be incredibly strange creatures. You know? Primo should have probably broke out like 2 years ago. If Allen does shit, he could be the backup. But I don't know if Montreal wants it. Well, to be fair, Fazio, we wouldn't put Allen on waivers. We would probably try and deal him out. I don't know if we're trying to now because, again, Tampa does need a goalie. There's a couple teams that still, I think, might be looking for a goaltender. So Allen could be on his way out, maybe. But I don't know if we want to deal Allen out right now, especially because our tandem would then be Montembeault and Primo. So it'd be incredibly young still. I know Montembeault's 27, so he's not entirely like young, but still, you don't have like a fully experienced cup-winning goaltender on your roster to mentor the young kids. Might be a bit suspect. But yeah, I don't even know if I could say Primo should have broken out 2 years ago, Faggio. He's only 24. So him breaking out at 22 is incredibly hard for a lot of goalies. A lot of the top-tier goalies right now, yeah, they did break out when they're 22, 23. Sorokin being a weird example as well. Him and Shesterkin, I think, they were still playing in the KHL until like 24, 25. However, would have played probably really damn good in the AHL as well, especially Ilya Sorokin, because there was 1 year. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, there was 1 year in the KHL. His 15-16 season, he played, get this, boys, 28 games, 17-7-4 record, 953 save percentage, 1.06 goals per game average. This dude allowed 29 goals in 28 games in the KHL with SCKA Moscow. Dude played elite through every season in the KHL. Very weirdly, for Metalug in 14-15, despite a 906 save percentage, a 3.25 goals against average. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, for me, I don't think it's necessarily a Primo should have broken out at 22. To be the starter, yeah, probably he should have. But being a backup goaltender, again, Montembeault, look at him, he's 25, 26, now 27, and he's just getting that chance to be a starter in the NHL. Exactly, Darkness. Binnington was I thought it was the AHL. I didn't know he was gonna be sent down to the ECHL. But yeah, like, he refused, he ended up being the backup, and then, yeah, like you said, he fucking won the cup. Andrew Hammond or Jordan Binnington, Gislain, I want to go Binnington because he actually... Oh, God, there's something inside there that's broken. I want to go Jordan Binnington because he won the cup and he played great. But that fucking Andrew Hammond run, dude, of like 27 games, like, it is tough to compare the two because they are kind of different. They are kind of the same in like those 1 year phenom goaltenders. Because you look at Binnington, like the 32 games, 24-5-1, 1.89 and a 927, and then the 26 playoff games. But for me, dude, like, you look at Andrew Hammond, 24 games, 21-2, 1.79 and a 941, only gets the 2 playoff games. I think Craig Anderson went in for the other 2 against the Canadiens, or the other 3 for the Canadiens, sorry. Against the Canadiens, I should say. It's just... It's also weird because Andrew Hammond played a lot better more recently than Jordan Binnington did. Because Andrew Hammond in 21-22 played the 4 games for the Canadiens, 3-0-0 by the way, 3-0-0 with a 2.40 and a 920 save percentage. And then plays like shit when he gets traded for Nate Schnarr, who then got traded. Frederick Allard, that's who. Somebody, I was trying to ask someone in chat, nobody knew the name. Frederick Allard, that's who he traded the AHL for AHL at this recent deadline. That's what it was. Also, I hope we deal him at this deadline, because he was traded from Nashville to LA, the 22 deadline, from LA to Montreal at the 23 deadline. So I really hope we trade Frederick Allard at the 24 deadline to keep the cycle going, because that would be very funny. So for me, I would have to go I'll go Jordan Hammond. No, I'll go Andrew Hammond personally. Is Jacob Fowler really your future starter? Faggio, I could see it. I could genuinely see Jacob Fowler being a future starter. Like Gislain said, Fowler is promising. Quinn Miller's not too bad either. Yeah, exactly, Apple Pie. Bogdan Konyashkov. Like, that's the Russian D. We picked a Russian goalie as well. Has he been doing very good? I'm very happy to hear that, Apple Pie. Maybe he'll come over. He's an overager too, isn't he? Isn't he 20 or 21? Apple Pie? And that's the reason we were able to get him so late, was because he's an overager. It's weird that guys are less likely. Like JJ Moser. Like JJ Moser was picked 2nd round in like 2021. And like that year he's in the NHL. Like JJ Moser, like fuck, I want to say he was like 20 when he got picked in the draft. Yeah, picked in 2021, makes the AHL that year, and is in the NHL that year as well. And he's now an NHLer for sure. Like, it's fucking crazy that he gets picked 60th overall. He gets picked 60th overall, and he has played the 2nd most games behind Cole Sillinger. And you take out Cole Sillinger's last year because he was fucking rushed. He sucked last year. JJ Moser, by the way, is also tied for the 2nd most points in this draft right now, behind tied with Mason McTavish, who, by the way, has played about 40 less NHL games, and of course Matty Beniers, who, by the way, very poised, only 2 penalty minutes in his NHL career so far. So yeah, just very funny. I want to mention that real quick. So yeah, Hammond, Binnington, or Jim Carrey. I was not alive when Jim Carrey was playing the Net Detective and won the Vezina, I think it was, won the Calder, and then disappeared off the face of the map like 4 or 5 years after. Again, I don't know. I still might have go Andrew Hammond just because, again, I wasn't alive to witness Jim Carrey's, and again, legendary run at the time, like incredible out of nowhere starters run for the Capitals. What, fucking 73 games, by the way? Something like that, 73 games? Like, so yeah, like Darkness said, yeah, and Andrew Hammond in terms of red hot run, because Binnington was at least an average starter for another season. Exactly, Darkness. Like Darkness said, like, if we're going based off, like, how legendary... Okay, so only... Okay, there we go. Like, again, like Darkness said, in terms of, like, how hot they are for how long, Binnington was at least, like Darkness said, like, decent for another year. Could kind of blame it probably on the Blues D. But Hammond was, like, hot and, like, just kind of fell off. You could argue in the playoffs. Like, I don't think he was terrible, I don't think. But, like, it felt like as soon as the playoffs, it was just like, boom. And then he has a couple good games with the Canadiens, and then just trade him to Jersey, where he fucking died. Fucking died in Jersey. And I feel bad for Andrew Hammond, which is weird. No, it actually sucks. Because the 21-22 Devils still kind of sucked. Oh my god, yeah, and if we had him, if they had him last year, he probably would have played well. Which really sucks. That he was like a year too early to be a decent backup for the Devils, which... That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks, man. Frederick Allard is... Oh, Frederick Allard's gone? Oh, fuck, we can't trade him at the deadline then. You know, fuck it. Montreal, reacquire him. Sign him again, and then trade him at the deadline. God damn it. Lucas Condada. I should have known he was 82, because he played the first preseason game. I should have remembered that Lucas Condada was 82 now. I did not remember that. Thank you, Ghislain, for that. Ghislain is, like, the guy to go for like, those random, obscure stats that I don't know of. He's the fucking guy to go to right now. Oliver Galipeau, I'm really hoping that's the way to say it. Or, sorry, Olivier Galipeau was number 44 in Laval, but he's now 73. Hey, Tyler Toffoli, which was, Condada's number. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I like how I said this. Okay, thank you. No, you know I obviously didn't mean it like that, but yeah. So 73, which was Condada's number. He went to 82 because Allard's gone, and now he has 73. Olivier Galipeau. I'm assuming that's how you say it. And then 44 is 4. 44 is 4. 44 is free because we traded Edmondson to Washington. Exactly. I think it was a 3rd and a 7th I mentioned last time. I think it was a 3rd and a 7th we got. Another one like this was 37. Montreal. Steve Penny. Yeah, eliminated the Bruins, giving up 1 goal in 3 games. Yeah. Holy shit, yeah. Please tell me Steve Penny has an NHL.com. He should. Yes, he does. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Because, like, you look at his regular season. He played, I'm pretty sure, those 15 playoff games in 84. And won the cup, I think. Was it won the cup? I think it was. And, like, the next year, he's the Canadian starter. He plays 54 games out of 91 career NHL games. He played that playoff run, 84. It was either 84 or 85. I'm assuming 85, actually, maybe. He's out of the league. He's retired 4 years later. Like, if I told you in 1985, after that playoff run, oh, Steve Penny's gonna be out of the league in 5 years, like, no injuries or anything, he's just gonna be out, you would have told me I was stupid. I guarantee you would have thought I was a Bruins fan or a Leafs fan. Guaranteed. Because, like, yeah. Okay, it was the 84 run for sure. Because in 15 games, 9-6 record, 2.21 goals against average, and a 910 save percentage with 3 shutouts, 2 assists, and 2 penalty minutes, by the way. Very fun. Is there, like, a game log somehow? There's no way. 83-84. Stanley Cup playoffs. Oh my god, there is. Yep, so yeah, looking at it right now in the first round, the first game against the Bruins, he gives up a goal, 967 save percentage, 30 saves on 31 shots. Against the Bruins, the next game, 27 saves, 1 goal allowed, 963 save percentage, Game 3, 19 save shutout, and yeah, Steve Penny, pretty good. Oh, it was the Island. Oh, we lost to the Islanders. I forgot that we lost to the Islanders in the 84. Yeah, I should have remembered because that was the Islanders and Oilers. That was an Islanders-Oilers Stanley Cup Finals where the Oilers finally beat the Islanders. I should remember that now. Wish we got to Foley back from Calgary. New Jersey barely gave anything for him. Would have been good. Lobster, I agree. It's funny. It's funny as well because there were so many like Habs fans on Twitter that were saying like, "Oh my God, we should get to Foley back from Calgary. We should get to Foley back from Calgary." And then if we genuinely did get back Tyler Toffoli, gave up what the Jersey Devils gave up, which what was it again? Like Tyler Toffoli. I'll just look up on his hockey DB. It was like Igor Sharangovich and a first and a third. Yeah, Igor Sharangovich, who was a former 5th round pick, like consistent middle sixer, and a 3rd round pick. So they actually basically gave Calgary $1 million in cap relief and basically an additional 3rd round pick. Basically gave them a player with a year longer bit of term and a 3rd round pick. We could have easily given them, if they needed the cap relief, Yoel Armia, give them Rem Pitlick, and give them not necessarily Jan Mysak, but say a Jan Mysak. Give them a former 2nd round pick prospect, and a 3rd round pick. Give them Armia as a cap dump. Maybe, hell, upgrade that 3rd to a 2nd, maybe. If you're able to get rid of Armia that way, give up that 2nd round pick if you need to. And I guarantee if we do that, those same fans that wanted Toffoli back are going to be saying, why are we going after Tyler Toffoli? Why did we trade for Tyler Toffoli? We're not trying to contend, we're trying to rebuild. Why are we screwing our rebuild up? And it's like, no. You get rid of Armia's cap. You get rid of Rem Pitlick, who's useless on the Canadiens after that one very solid season. You get rid of a 2nd round pick when you don't need many more prospects. Obviously, the more prospects, the better, but you don't need that many. And you get rid of a solid prospect. You basically get rid of 2 seconds and 2 cap dumps, basically. Like, I don't... Meh. Exactly, Ghislaine was kicked out by Patrick Waugh, and then they traded him to the Jets. I don't even know what for. But yeah, exactly. But Lobster, I do agree. I think if we had gotten back Tyler Toffoli, well, yeah, it probably would have muddied the water a little bit for who gets that 2nd line center spot, Doc or Newhook, where you could probably easily play Doc on that first right wing spot, or Monahan. You can play Anderson. You can play a number of guys with Doc, say, on 2nd line right wing with Newhook. And it probably would have muddied the water because, Anderson, can he play left wing? Can Doc play left wing? Do you play Doc at center, move Newhook to the left wing? It definitely would have muddied that a little bit. It still would have been good because if you want to be in contention for a wild card spot, which I genuinely think we could if we stay healthy this year, a guy like Toffoli could be needed. You know, you give up the 2 2nd round picks and 2 cap dumps, Armia and Pitlick. You're giving up the extra 2nd. You're giving up Jan Mysak for Tyler Toffoli. You're giving up that extra 2nd as a way to please Jersey for taking on Armia and Pitlick. You know, like, and if they wanted a young forward who scores, you can't give up Harvey Pinard. Who could you give up, really? Like it could have made sense logistically if they'd taken a prospect instead of a roster forward. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. You definitely could have made the trade work. Yeah, like I said, a guy like Toffoli could definitely work on the team. And even then, Ghislaine, like Toffoli's $4.5 million per year, yeah. It's not even Armia and Gallagher screwing the cap over. We could have easily traded for them. We wouldn't have Tanner Pearson if we had traded back for Tyler Toffoli. You know, he'd be taking up that cap space, and basically we'd probably have to send down. It wouldn't surprise me if we do end up sending down, say, Josh Waugh, for the first game of the year, play Michael Pezzetta, and then make some roster moves when Price is on LTIR, move down Pezzetta, call up Waugh, maybe call up another forward, for example. It wouldn't surprise me if we end up playing guys who are lesser skill just to be able to play the most amount of players that we are able to play in the opening home game. And then, like I said, once or even before the opening home game, if just when the regular season is set to start, you can put guys in LTIR. Then do that with Price, and then call up Joshua Wall. Basically, paper transactions. Just do that. So yeah, we wouldn't if we didn't have Tanner Pearson, we could have gotten Tyler Toffoli. I definitely get why we didn't get back Tyler Toffoli. Would have liked it. Would have been a crowd pleaser, but we didn't really need to. Would have loved it, but it's something that we didn't need to do. Though I do agree having him with Suzuki and Caulfield definitely would have been awesome to have that reunion, and probably see Caulfield put up 40, Toffoli potentially put up 30, and Suzuki probably be a point per game forward. I think instead of point per game, he'll probably put up 70, maybe 75, unless they both really, really develop into point per game players this year. Well, Suzuki. Caulfield's probably going to be like 45 and 20, something like that. I don't know. Caulfield does like to pass the puck when he's able to, or when he's able to find a better spot for a goal. So he probably could be 45, 35, somewhere around there. 45, 30 maybe. Yeah, Jets for Brian Hayward. Thank you, Gislai. And then Hayward was the backup for what, 3 seasons? And then we traded him, I think. 88 will be retired by Philly and Sim. Let's go, Darkness. All right, I will take that. Hell yeah. Let's go, number 88. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Darkness, real quick. Sorry, boys, before I continue with the game, I'm going to give Darkness his Flyers rolls. I'm going to give Darkness his Flyers and GM role in the league. Dark Shadow Philly. There we go. All right, we no longer need Philadelphia Flyers GM. There we go, boys. If you guys want to join the Sim League, by the way, just let me know. It's very, very fun. Confirmed it was Steve Penny and Jan Ingram for a first round pick. 19th overall to the Jets for number 1 Brian Hayward. Thank you. Apple Pie trade Gallagher to Philadelphia for Travis Konechny to help their retirement home. You know what, Apple Pie? I would love to do that. I really wish I could. Darkness, honestly, I like that. Retiring the number 88. Very classy move. I'll get that on the sheet. I'm hoping you put in GM press conferences. I'll get to that a little bit later after the stream. Oh, God. Okay, so opening minute, Leafs push. There's some good chances, but there's nothing for them on the power play. In Montreal, 88 is Luke Tuck. Is he Gislai? I did not know 80. To be fair, Luke Tuck has not played a preseason game, which I'm very surprised. Honestly, though, Alex Tuck wearing 88, I kind of like that. If he has any bit of skill, if he's like half as skilled, I gave you the date. I'm retiring it as well. Perfect, Darkness. That's exactly what you should be doing. That's exactly what you should do. No, that's actually perfect. I want the number that's being retired. I'm assuming you put that as for Lindros. I mean, you didn't have to because everybody knows 88 is for Lindros and Philly. But the player that it's for usually is recommended, and then the date of the game that it's on. That's exactly what I wanted. That is what I wanted. The jersey number, the player name, and the home game he's being retired against. Thank you, Darkness. Oh, in the NCAA. Oh, that's why he's not at training camp, because he's in the NCAA, like with Lane Hudson. Okay, thank you, Gislai. But yeah, 88. I actually do kind of like that. Apple Pie. I agree. Habs should retire number 41. Retire 41 and 31 together because they mesh just like jelly, peanut butter and jelly. Exactly. Yeah, just like 88's and NCAA. Like I said, same with Lane Hudson. I think like 2 other Habs prospects. That's why they're not. Harry, you know who the Habs should draft? Cole Hudson. Absolutely, Darkness, dude. If we could have Hudson and Hudson on the same team, that'd be awesome. I would very much love that. No words. We just suck. NCAA. It was not terrible. It was a boring game. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, boys, the hits after the second period. This was interesting to note. We're 9-8. Yeah, so this was a very, very let's just take it easy, boys. No one try to injure anybody. Just get through the game, basically. It was very much one of those B squad v BC squad, BC versus BC squads. So, yeah, Apple Pie. Our team will become the Smurfs. You mean like this? Doesn't really work without the light off, but yeah, we definitely could. Maybe. Exactly, Nancy. It's preseason. Who really cares? Luke Tuck 89. Alex Tuck. Oh yeah, Alex Tuck is 89. I forgot about that. You know what? I like that. I like the brothers wearing the back-to-back numbers. That's sick. But yeah, like I was saying, if Luke Tuck has like half the talent of his brother Alex, I'll be very happy with that pick. The Hudson and Hudson D pair. It's not gonna happen, unfortunately, because it's probably gonna be Hudson and Reinbacher, Gooley with Mayu. But if Hudson were to somehow get into that top pair if we drafted him, that shows his talent. That would be destructive. Exactly. To be fair, it is still preseason. There's probably a lot of young guns who are looking for jobs. So young guns act like injuring young guns because they just go in for a hit and it ends up injuring. That I think is fine. But again, if it's like someone like a Ryan Reeves who has a guaranteed spot, if he were going after, say, a Jan Mishak, then yeah, that'd be completely disrespectful. But I didn't see much of that. I saw a couple, light forechecks. I saw a pretty big hit by John Parker Jones in the second period. We went over that earlier. But, big hits from usually like guys who are hitting other guys who they know can take big hits, or a guy like, again, John Parker Jones, who's trying to prove himself. Wislavkovsky returned to his number 60, formerly with Alex Belzile. Give his number 20 to Lane Hudson, then Mayo goes from 94 to 24. Fucking big brain. Fucking big brain Ghislaine over here. I didn't even think that Slavkovsky had number 60 in Europe. I didn't even remember that. Let's say you've clinched a playoff spot earlier for the fun of it, make it a pair. You know what? Fair, Darkness. Actually, that's very fair. Actually, you could probably do that in like the last 3-4 games of the year. Rest guys like Gooley and Reinbacher. Well, to be fair, you'd probably be resting Lane Hudson anyways, but unless he requested it, then yeah. Run Cole and Lane on a pair together, at least for a game. Like, absolutely. If we picked him, we'll probably see them in preseason together eventually. But yeah, that'd be fun. Like, exactly. If we clinch a playoff spot with like 4 games to go, for example, like at least one of them, like at least 1 or 2 of the games, like Hudson and Hudson would be sick for sure. But yeah, like Slavkovsky going to number 60, I like him with 20, but absolutely, Slavkovsky going to 60, maybe it helps him. Who knows? Yeah, number 20 to Lane Hudson would be awesome. I do want to see what number he takes though. Part of me feels like he might end up taking number 8, formerly with Ben Sherratt. I feel like there's a chance he would go to number 8. Part of me thinks he could end up going to maybe, I don't think anybody's wearing 4. Well, once Armia's off the team, number 40, because 20 times 2, that's 40. Double them up. Shout out Wayne Gretzky. I'd say 22, because double them up is 20 with the 2, and double them up 22. Didn't work. You can't go 2020 because, yeah. Eventually, it's going to have to get to that point, boys, right? In like 200-300 years, if the NHL is still around, like it's going to have to get to that point where you start allowing triple-digit numbers or unretire certain numbers, right? Like, it's going to have to get to that point eventually, I think. Unless you just stop doing jersey numbers somehow, which I don't think they would ever do that, but yeah. And then Mayu from 94 to 24. Like Apple Pie said, I do like Mayu at number 94, but seeing him at 24 would be interesting. I would like to see him in an NHL jersey with 24. That would be nice. Yeah, Mayu is going to have to buy Lee Anderson a watch if he wants 24. That is true, NZA. To be fair, that's his number in the NHL. Who's to say that's going to be his number in the AHL? Who's to say that's going to be his number if he makes the NHL roster? Who's to say he even makes the NHL roster? Big brain. Imagine the poor dude. Yeah, just land. Like I would have bought a 51 right, but I wanted to wait until after the draft, and then yeah, obviously I didn't. Ernest Chan, how's it going, man? Hey, what's up? How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I watched the Blue Jays win against the Rays. The score was 11-4 for the Blue Jays. I did see that. It does look weird. Oh my god, dude, I forgot Perry wore 94 with the Canadiens. You know what? I completely forgot about that actually. I remembered that he was with the Canadiens because it was actually mentioned on the radio broadcast when we were watching. But it completely slipped my mind that Corey Perry wore 94. I completely forgot about that. Happy David Reinbacher took a 64. I forgot about that as well. Reinbacher was able to wear 64. Very happy about that too. Darkness, actually, that is not me. That is Sporty that made a football sim league. That is not me. That is Sporty. He's had the idea for, God, like 3-4 weeks, something like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh God, yeah, Darkness, that's funny. But that is Sporty who made the football league. I'm just promoting it because obviously Sporty's the homie, and yeah. Gomez was laughing at Sean Monahan wanting to. Yeah, you were number 91. Yeah, yeah. Monahan does look kind of weird in 91. What was his number 4? Because I know Gaudreau was 13. Wasn't Monahan 21? I feel like Monahan was. Oh shit! Link expired. Oh fuck. Shit. Let me grab you a new link there. Darkness. Let me do that for you, my guy. Where do I go to get the not rules? Oh wait, I'm stupid. Click on the server, invite people, edit invite link, expire after never, generate a new link, only community servers, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, you know what? Invite people, copy it, and then I will, I'll send it in the promotions thing again. If I can find where the promotions thing is. It is, oh, partner server, sorry. I keep thinking it's called freaking promotions. God damn it. Alright, there you go, boys. Gaudreau was 13, Monahan was 23. Okay, he wore 23. Is that retired? I'm stupid. Yeah, 23 is retired for Bob Gainey. Thank you, Gislaine. We have so many goddamn numbers retired. At this point, it's like, okay, I know every number in the fucking 1 through 9 is retired except 6 and 8 at this point. And 6 probably will be retired in, like, the next decade. Yeah, 32 for Monahan could work, actually, Gislaine. I'm surprised he didn't just flip his numbers around. Unless somehow there was a guy who was wearing 32 in, like, the AHL, and yeah, I don't know about that, but, yeah, we're wearing 23. Thank you guys for reminding me of that. And yeah, 23 is retired for Bob Gainey. I am surprised he didn't go to 32, but you know what? I actually do like Monahan at 91. I think it actually works for him. Harry's favorite player wears 40. That is slander. Apple Pie, I will sue you in federal court. That is slander right there. I wonder if that technically could be categorized as slander. Obviously I'm joking. I wouldn't sue. But I wonder where it reaches, like if it has to be defamatory to say that and have it be slander, or like what level of it would have to be. Because that's kind of funny if you ask me. Yeah, that is true. Number 40, Maxime Lapierre, definitely my favorite player. 32 being Rem Pitlick. See, I completely forgot Rem Pitlick was on the team. I want to forget everything about Rem Pitlick. I am surprised Monahan wouldn't go to number 32, though, now that I think about it, because the number flipped. But, like I said, I do like him at number 31, and number 91. Yeah, I don't know why, but I do like Monahan with 91. Looks natural to me, at least. People who probably watched him a lot in Calgary wearing number 23, yeah, probably looks weird, but I didn't watch many much fucking Calgary growing up, so I really wouldn't know. The only time I know is when I'm playing NHL 16 NHL Moments Live and I'm playing the Calgary Flames and the Anaheim Ducks, the one where you have to come back as the Ducks with like 2 minutes left and score the two goals to tie the game or something like that. Harry Rice's Wikipedia page, dude. If I had a Wikipedia page, you guys can fucking do whatever you want. Actually, please don't do whatever you want to it. But if I had a Wikipedia page, that's some shit I could brag about. Like, yo, motherfucker, you got a Wikipedia page? I got a Wikipedia page. I wish someone should try and make me a Wikipedia page. Just so I can have the goofiest insult of all time. Like, yo, you got a Wikipedia? I got a Wikipedia page. Look me up, motherfucker. Technically, I do. If you guys look up the name Harry Rice on Wikipedia, technically, Harry Rice does have a Wikipedia page. Makes me #sad. Yeah, that we pick Paling, we'll pick right after Jake Ottinger. Absolutely Showtime, yeah. Like, looking back, like, to be fair... Sorry. Hey. To be fair, we still did have Price at the time, who was 2 years removed from a everything winning season, winning basically every trophy you could as a goalie. Yeah, won basically everything. So it was kind of seen like, okay, we're still like 2 years away from needing to draft a goalie before Price inevitably starts to slow down and we can start working Price as the backup, whoever is the starter, blah, 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 whatever. So we probably didn't really need to pick Ottinger. Obviously, we should have, looking back. But, yeah, that does suck. But to be fair, Showtime, would it make you sad knowing that we ended up trading Ryan Poehling for Mike Matheson? Think about that. We probably wouldn't have Mike Matheson if we didn't have Ryan Poehling. Granted, to be fair, that's like saying, would you rather have a top 4D or a starting goaltender? Yeah. All right. Calgary Flames were my second favorite team in the late 80s, and we love the Flames in this house. I like the Flames. I can't even say that I hate them or anything. They're all right. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I'm fine with them. Of course, I'll happily laugh at them when Jacob Markstrom allows Sean Monahan to score 10 seconds into the Yaroslav guitar when it was 10 seconds into a game like he did last year, and I'm hoping he does it again this year. But I mean, hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to be greedy. Monahan looked great in a Habs jersey. Yes, he does, Wolverine. He honestly looks kind of natural in a Habs jersey. It's going to make me sad when we trade him at the deadline, but it's going to make me so happy if we end up getting like a first or a second for him. It's going to make me very happy. Yeah. Third was the Quebec Nordiques with Sakic Sunday. Really, Gislain? I'm very surprised. A Habs fan who actually really liked the Quebec Nordiques. If your third favorite team was the Nordiques, that's kind of surprising. Especially that's like the height of like the Habs and Nordiques rivalry. Well, not the height, but that's like it's still like a big thing. That is very surprising though. Remember that is true. Remember, the Leafs always do collapse in spring, Hugh. So they can take the preseason victories, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it seems seems the score might be kind of reversed when you look at it in the springtime. I love that I can do this type of gag now. I can look up at the score. I like that I can do that. That is true, and that's exactly. They fucking let Paling walk to free agency. I don't think they even gave him a qualifying offer. Gave us back Petrie. They got Erik Karlsson. We then flipped Erik Karlsson. We flipped Erik Karlsson because we didn't want him. No, we flipped Jeff Petrie for what, Gustav Lindstrom and a 4th round pick, whatever. We should have made more trades with Hextall before he was let go. Showtime, we really should have, man. We really should have. I don't know why we didn't. Back in the day, the Habs were winning, but it was boring to watch. Kind of Gislain. I mean, I wasn't watching much Habs. I've seen a couple highlights. It looked good, but yeah, thinking back to it, like, yeah, it probably was, because that's like right at like the very like beginning of the clutch and grab era, like the very slowly going towards more defensively minded games. So it does seem like it kind of would be a little bit boring to watch, like that mid to late, well, the late 80s. The mid 80s is probably still pretty fun, but yeah. Penguins need to just go for the rebuild. I want them to trade away players. Hugh, yeah, so you were probably very happy but very pissed at the Erik Karlsson trade, because like, oh shit, we got a 100-point defenseman and then we're not going for the rebuild. So I could probably imagine you being like, how do I react to this? You know, I'm gonna be sad as well. Calgary's my second favorite team. Was a big fan of Monty in Calgary, and potentially won't get to watch him as often. That is true, Wolverine. However, who's to say we don't end up re-signing him after this year? Who's to say? Who says you're not perfect? Who says? I was trying to sing, but I was trying to talk the words, but I don't remember who says by Selena Gomez aside from that one line. Don't at me. I'm not a fucking pedophile. I don't listen to 15-year-old Selena Gomez songs. In both senses of the word 15-year-olds. Because I'm pretty sure the song is like 15 years old at this point. So that's bars. But that's bars. But but yeah, no, I mean, who's to say we won't trade Monahan at the deadline and then re-sign him in free agency? Unless, of course, he signs an extension with that team, but I don't know, because considering Monahan was trying to cash in last year when he went to the Canadiens, like in terms of like, oh, I'll play for you guys and then trade me at the deadline. You guys will probably trade me at the deadline. I'll sign a big money contract. Meh. But I don't know. We'll see. I'd love for Monahan to re-sign with us. I wouldn't care if we have to give him, say, $4.5 million over 3-4 years. If it means we have a consistent top 6, I'd be fine with that, especially with the cap going up. Plus, we're going to need to give out money, because I think Goalie, there's like 2 guys. I think I mentioned it in the John Gibson video. No, I don't want to go on Twitter. Cap friendly. We only have like 2 or 3 guys that are like actually like big signings. Cap Swish, wow. Okay, so boys, Cap Friendly now has an NBA signing. Holy shit, the salary cap for the NBA is fucking Jesus. 100. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with that right now. All right, so yeah, because like looking at it, like Tanner Pearson, probably a trade deadline move. Monahan, same thing. Ullinen, is he going to command that much more than, say, $1 million, maybe $1.5 million? Lindstrom, same thing. Barron definitely won't if he plays like he did tonight. Arbor Jacki maybe gets a $2.5 million deal, fan favorite. Maybe takes a discount. We'll see. Weidman, probably let go. Montembeault. probably going to get maybe 3-4 million, especially if he has a pretty good year. Maybe 5. Depends on how good he plays, in my opinion. And yeah, like looking at it right now, like we're only spending about $61 million of a, say, $86 million salary cap, you know? And keep in mind as well that next year, Joel Edmondson's retained salary is off the books. Carl Alsner's buyout is finally done. Price, again, unfortunately, goes on LTIR. You know, so who's to say? Say, trade Pearson, trade Monahan, say sign Ullinen, sign Barron, sign Lindstrom, sign Jackeye. Maybe Barron plays another year in the AHL, because I'm pretty sure he's waiver exempt next year as well. Lindstrom, we'll see what he turns into. Keep in mind, this is also with Reinbacher on the roster as well, and Kovacevic. Those guys might be getting sent down. Kovacevic to the AHL if he's not a 7th D, and Reinbacher's probably going to Europe as it looks like right now. So you're probably actually spending like $59 million, something like that. Plus, keep in mind, before potential trades, who's to say Armia somehow doesn't get dealt, or Christian Dvorak? You're going to need to sign guys who are going to help you get to the minimum cap floor. Re-signing Monahan at a 3-4 year contract could help. Who's to say? You know, so like, there's definitely the potential that if Monahan has a good year, we trade him at the deadline. I think it's obviously dependent on if we're a wildcard team, if we're not even in the playoffs, if we're in the playoff race, then yeah, probably. Yeah, so for me, I could see us trading Monahan, but again, there's no guarantees that we will not bring back Sean Monahan. There's no guarantee that we won't. I actually think that we probably will. So yeah, there's that. At least the Caps, exactly, Lobster. The Caps have future assets. Leonard, Miroshnichenko. I really like Ivan Miroshnichenko. I was really hoping the Canadiens he'd be able to fall to the Canadiens, but Caps had a good sense and they ended up picking him up. Pens do have 5 cups. The Caps need to catch up. Who has won more recently, though, Hugh? And who has lost to the Canadiens in the playoffs more recently, too? Who got swept by the Canadiens more recently? I'm sorry, Hugh. Every Habs fan remembers that 86 and 93 are the years the Montreal were not supposed to win. Edmonton were the heavy favorites in 86. Pittsburgh in 93. Of course, the Penguins upset by the Islanders, who then got swept, I think, by the Canadiens, who then destroyed Gretzky's Islanders gentleman's sweep style. For an expansion team, Pittsburgh has a good buffer time of 5 cups. You know what? That's fair. That's like a cup every 10 years. Or if you go at it, that's like a cup every 7 years. If you go from when they first won the cup, I think. Something like 6-7 years. Yeah, dude, Lobster. Boston and Pittsburgh are going to be in hard times right now, especially if Pittsburgh keeps delaying the inevitable Detroit Red Wings. And if the Bruins just keep sucking ass. In terms of transactions, I should say. Do you think Blue Jays will be clinching a playoff spot? Oh, sorry, Ernest. I did see your comment. I forgot to respond to it. They could clinch as early as tonight if the Mariners lose to the Texas Rangers. But I do think they will clinch. I'm not going to be bold. Oh, yeah, they're going to clinch for sure. But no, I think they'll clinch. I think that's how it'll go. Pittsburgh have had rough times, but they do bounce back. Pittsburgh always lands a superstar. Mario Lemieux, Marc-Andre Fleury, Evgeny Malkin, Erik Karlsson. Clearly nobody else. No, but yeah, definitely. Like knowing the Pens, like the first year they rebuild, they'll end up getting someone pretty good, just like Chicago. Exactly, Lobster. Like to be fair, not necessarily always like Chicago. Like they went through a rebuild and got Kane and Taves, and now they just got a Bedard. So like, yeah, I don't think you can really argue like always. Land a superstar. Like Chicago went through some fucking rough times in those early to mid 2000s. Same with the fucking Penguins from like the late 90s, early 2000s. It was fucking miserable. On top of almost having to fucking move to Kansas City before Lemieux came in to save the team. Like miserable. Pretty sure the reason Karlsson got 101 points last year was because exactly Wolverine. Like it was Erik Karlsson and that's it. Like the way that I see Erik Karlsson, he is a very selfish player. He wants points. He wants the big money. If he really wanted to win a Stanley Cup, instead of taking $11.5 million, he would have taken $8-9 million on, say, a 3-4 year deal and work after that. He would have taken $8-9 million, wouldn't have re-signed with San Jose, would have gone elsewhere, taken a pay cut with a big cup contender to help them push them over the edge to win a Stanley Cup. Erik Karlsson's best 2 seasons have come when he is the entire team. Erik Karlsson plays worse. Erik Karlsson plays worse when there's a team around him. Now, do I think that Erik Karlsson is going to play well in Pittsburgh? Yeah, probably. Is that more so to do with how good he is, or because he's with fucking Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Jake Gensel, and Chris Letang surrounding him? Probably. It's probably that factor. But just, I don't know. I think Karlsson's going to play well, but he's not going to help the Penguins the way they think. That by getting, a 100-point defenseman, yeah, he's going to play great with us. No. It's exactly what Wolverine said. It's that Karlsson got 101 points last season because he's the entire team at that point. He is a selfish guy. He seems like a nice guy off the ice, but he's a very selfish player. It's always, I need the puck. I need to set up. I need to score. I need to get the points. That's the reason he got 101 points. He was involved on 101 out of San Jose's, probably 280 something goals last year. For me, I think it's very, very fitting. I like Erik Karlsson as a player. He's a very great offensive defenseman who can't play defense worth a damn. Brent Burns. So yeah, for me, again, I don't hate Erik Karlsson, but he does seem like a very selfish player in that his two best seasons in the league aren't seasons where he has guys all around him and he's able to pass to everyone. He's getting points left, right, and center. It's the seasons where the teams he's on are kind of shit, and he has to do everything, where he's the guy, you know? You notice with Crosby, probably the same thing, or the opposite thing, I should say. He probably has his best seasons when he has a team around him. He doesn't need to be focusing just on himself. He can focus on the entire team, and there's a focus on that instead of just me. There's a reason I still think Crosby is a top 5, top 10 player in the league, because even though he's not putting up as many points as he once was, he's developed his defensive game, and he's a very, very good, you could almost say two-way forward. Not exactly. He's still obviously more offensive, but I still think there's that aspect of Erik Karlsson, of Sidney Crosby, where he has solid enough defense and great face-offs to complement what points he might be losing, because he's helping prevent goals as well. Erik Karlsson is purely a forward who pretends to play defense. Chicago went 63 years or something like that. And I'm trying to remember the call from 2010. And after 62 years, the Chicago Blackhawks are Stanley Cup champions. It's fucking it's 60 years. They went through a rough time. It's hilarious how Hoffman and Karlsson were essentially traded around. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hoffman was traded off the Senators to the Sharks, then flipped to the Panthers, and now they're traded for each other basically again. It's just kind of funny. Pittsburgh is a particular market out where our fans are fickle. If we don't win, fans will shut up. And honestly, I'm surprised more markets aren't like that. I get Montreal, Toronto, the Rangers, but original six franchise, and guys like St. Louis and even with the Islanders, the Devils, that type of area. Minnesota as well. Minnesota, they're hockey crazed. They want hockey. I get places like Pittsburgh and probably Vegas and Columbus and Arizona, and up until recently Florida. If they're not winning, why should fans show up? Why should the ownership expect fans to show up? I get Pittsburgh is a little bit just ridiculous, where you're going to see fucking Mario Lemieux or you're going to see Sidney Crosby. You should probably go because they're going to do something damn good probably. It probably wasn't super like that with Lemieux, probably more so a little bit with Crosby at the start, but still, I definitely get that. If you do not have a superstar like Columbus, or as of right now Arizona, 3-4 years, absolutely they probably will. Logan Cooley. My vote is completely turned around Logan Cooley, by the way, because it was preseason. But why should the fans be expected to come out when there's nothing good to look after? I always find that weird when people make fun of Arizona or Florida for having no fans, when it's they haven't been good since 2012 and 96 respectively. I might have said Florida than Arizona. You guys know what I mean. So why should they be expected to show up until something good happens? That's why Florida, they've been filling their building the past 3-4 years. Yeah, I'd rather have Monahan than Dvorak. Honestly, Dvorak is good, but fair, Wolverine. Honestly, very fair. I like Dvorak. Like you said, he's good. But if Monahan's able to take that third line center spot and handle and is fine with taking more middle six type of minutes, I'd absolutely be fine with trading out Dvorak. I like Dvorak, but I could definitely see why we would want to trade him over, say, Monahan, or might trade both of them and bring back Monahan, for example. Exactly, Lobster. I could see Dvorak being traded at the deadline. It could be another Edmondson where teams want to see him play. Now, if he's only supposed to be out until the start of November right now, then yeah, okay, it's probably not going to be a Joel Edmondson situation where teams want to see him play and see him healthy before they trade for him. But I do think it would be that situation where, say at the start of the preseason, we might have had a trade planned, but a team that might want to trade for him is like, hey, we want to see him play first, then we'll trade for him or something like that, So I get that. You absolutely. Buffalo fans are too fucking loyal. They are too goddamn loyal. Like Jesus. Just like, since my birth in, oh my god, there's so many goddamn comments I gotta get through. I love this. Since my birth in 1972, the Habs won 7 cups in 51 years. And unfortunately, not in the last 30. That was a damn good 20 years of your hockey life to start. It's just like, that's pretty good. Red Wings rebuild, it wasn't too long. Like Lobster said, Detroit is still garbage in my opinion. I don't see much good with Detroit still. I still think the Yzer plan is garbage. Of course, Canadian team has to win cups. That is true. 5 cups for an expansion team is a lot. Many are still working on one. That is true, Hugh. Buffalo, Vancouver, Arizona, Florida. I was almost not going to say Florida, then I realized this isn't the Sin League we're talking about. Vancouver and Buffalo, yeah, they still haven't got one. For me, Toronto, best chance. Yeah, probably. It's just like Toronto and Edmonton absolutely both need to at least try to win a cup this year. It is insane. Best center core in the league, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge, who all make cases for being number 1 centers in the league, probably. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, Hugh, if this were 2016, like, Carlson, Letang, Kessel, Crosby, Malkin, up-and-coming Gensel, I think, like, that would have been fucking insane. Carlson would have just come off an 82-point season as well, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure 15-16 was his, or 14-15 was his point-per-game season. Like, that would have been great. I will laugh if Buffalo finally... Dude, Lobster, if Buffalo makes the playoffs and takes out the Leafs in round 1, I will get drunk on stream. Someone clip this and put it in my Discord so I don't forget, and I will pin it. But if Buffalo makes the playoffs, and spam ping me if this does happen so I don't forget. Like, spam ping me if it actually does happen. But if the Leafs face the Sabres in the playoffs and lose in 7, I will get drunk on stream. I guarantee it. Dude, yeah, Hugh, exactly. Edmonton has zero excuses for not winning a cup. They have a pretty solid defensive core aside from Darnell Nurse, great center depth, still no bottom 6 depth, and still no goaltending. They will still find a way to lose, like Lobster said, though. Mr. Greedo, you know what? At least it's not like... Exactly, Mr. Greedo. It's only 2-1, which for the roster we were icing, very commendable. Very commendable, especially what the fucking top 6 was, aside from, like, Tanner Pearson. and who else were we icing? And Sean Monahan and Josh Anderson. 3/6 of our top 6 should have been 4th liners, and that's not even a dig at Jake Evans. That's his spot. He's the 4C. That's where he plays. All right, there we go. Where am I? Edmonton will still find a way to lose. Edmonton has proof that Pittsburgh wasn't given a championship by getting stars. Stars don't matter if you can't get the job done. Exactly, Hugh. 16-17. The Leafs gave up Kessel. He wasn't a star. He's a good top 6 forward who helped the Pittsburgh Penguins. He helped them. Chris Kunitz, not a star by any stretch of the meaning, helped the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think you guys had Carl Hagelin for one of those runs. I think he was pretty damn solid. Matt Cullen, was he not on one or both of your runs? I think he's not a star by any stretch of the mean. Edmonton will always blame the D-core. Oh, exactly, Lobster. Exactly. Like, they have a good D-core, especially since getting Matthias Ekholm. They will still find a way to blame that fucking blue line. They could have Bouchard, Broberg pan out into top 2D, still have Darnell Nurse only playing fucking third pair minutes with Matthias Ekholm and Cody Ceci with Brett Kulak on the third pair with Darnell Nurse, and still somehow find a way to fucking lose and blame the D-core when it's genuinely Connor McDavid, who does not give a shit. Before Lemieux in 1984, oh yeah, Pittsburgh was the worst organization in the league, just like, it's genuinely crazy as well, you think about it, that Pittsburgh and Philly both came in 67. Philly won 2 cups within the decade. And then it took Pittsburgh another 20 years. It took Lemieux, Ron Francis, Jaromir Jagr getting the depth. It took them 10 years after getting Lemieux to win a Stanley Cup. It took the Blackhawks 4 years after getting Jonathan Toews. I think 3 years after getting Patrick Kane. I think Kane was 07. It took the Penguins 4 years. No, 05. 3 years, sorry. 3 years. Granted, 6 years after getting Fleury. 7 years to win a cup. 6 years to get to the cup final. So, yeah. This is why when Habs fans, this is another thing as well. When Habs fans say, oh, we need to rebuild for 3 more years. We need to get superstars. It's like, no. We are good. In terms of teams that have been rebuilding in the last 20 years, we're very solid. We have great prospects. Yeah, exactly, Hugh. Philly won back-to-back as well. They didn't just win a cup and then flame out. They won 2 cups. I think went to a 3rd straight cup final. Or conference final, something like that. Or went to a cup final 2 years after, 3 years after, something like that. I think that was when they lost to the Canadiens. Because I think they beat the Canadiens in a cup final. And then the Canadiens beat them back in a future one. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, that couldn't. No, because that might have still been when the divisions were expansion teams and then top 6 teams. I think. Maybe. I don't remember. But, we really don't need to keep the rebuild going. Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky. Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Mazar, and goddamn it, there's one other I'm forgetting. They fill your top 6 out neatly. If you do need that one last superstar, it's called a trade. On the blue line, we are stacked. Gooley, Mayu, Hudson, Reinbacher, Barron, Harris, Jack-Eye. Those are 6 potential top 4 defensemen there. And 2 of them will have to play top 6 minutes, unless you trade one or both of them. Which is genuinely hilarious. By the way, boys, I'm sorry, I'm going to try and read your comments really quickly in a minute, just because I want to try and get through the rest of the game as fast as I can. But yeah, our bottom 6 looks great too. If we end up having Beck, Joshua Waugh, John Mishak, Emil Heineman as guys who are stuck in the bottom 6 when they could be middle sixers. I genuinely think Joshua Waugh ended up being a top 6er, but say he's stuck on the 3rd line. That is great depth. I will argue the last thing that Montreal does need is goaltending, and we genuinely might have found it with either Jacob Fowler or Quentin Miller or the guy from Russia, or even Jacob Dobech. I still think Jacob Dobech could be a starter in the NHL. Nobody knows until 4 or 5 years down the road if, oh, you know what, yeah, those guys were right. We should have kept the rebuild up going more. Now we have to overpay for a superstar who can just help us barely make the playoffs. Or if, oh yeah, we really didn't need that one last superstar because we have superstars, Caulfield, Suzuki, Hudson, and Reinbacher, in my opinion. And Slavkovsky still has that potential, I would say, because it's first overall pick. So it's genuinely crazy to me that Habs fans think we are in a god-awful position when you look at Chicago, who went through a decade-long rebuild from 2000 or 1998, something like that, to 2006, 2007, when they drafted Kane. And I feel like 2008 they were barely out of the playoffs. 2009, I want to say was the conference finals against the Blackhawks, against the Red Wings, and then 2010 they win the cup. They went through a decade-long rebuild. The fact that the Canadiens were getting good prospects in 2019, 2020, maybe 2018, there's 1 or 2 that I'm forgetting, 2021, new management takes over, we go into the accidental rebuild at first, 2022, 2023, maybe 2024, we'll see, and we're already looking like we could be out of the rebuild in a year or 2, not because we're rushing the rebuild. We were just genuinely left with that many good prospects by our former GM that we only needed a couple of things. Should go to show we got incredibly lucky with our rebuild at first, now a rebuild. We got incredibly lucky. Absolutely. Oh God, where was I left? Management understands money. Management understands money. Fans hit them in the wallet. They'll start listening. Exactly, Hugh. It was only 17 years before. Oh, it was only 17. Thank you, Hugh. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, because it wasn't 84. No, was it 84? Was it 84 that he was drafted, or was it 81? I forget, actually. Edmonton fans, though, are annoying. Absolutely Showtime. There are a lot of fans that are annoying, for sure. That's why Mario was the best, in my opinion. He was a franchise savior. Exactly, Hugh. Like, the Oilers would have been fine without Gretzky. They still had Messi. They still had Curry. They still had a ton of guys. Paul Coffey, I'm pretty sure. They had a ton of guys. Penn's legend as well, by the way, Paul Coffey. They had a ton of guys who would have been just fine and helped the Oilers probably win at least a cup or two. Gretzky could have gone in the draft. Would he have saved the Colorado Rockies? In my opinion, no. If you genuinely ask me, there is no chance that Gretzky would have saved the Colorado Rockies, and he knew it. Why do you think he didn't want to go into the draft to be drafted by the Colorado Rockies when he was eligible? I think he was 79 or 80, whichever draft he was eligible for. Lemieux came into the Penguins, and Hugh can correct me on this. They had nobody. Anybody that played good that year, they traded. The head coach gets yelled at when they win games. It was between the Penguins and the Devils to out-tank each other for Mario Lemieux. Lemieux comes over, and he saves that franchise. Gretzky would not have had the career that he did if it weren't for the players around him. He would not have if he weren't playing with Mark Messier and Jari Kurri and Paul Coffey and had Kevin Lowe to do things, to play whatever this thing called defense is. Lemieux, in my opinion, is absolutely the GOAT. Yager's probably number 2, if you ask me. If Gretzky was never an Oiler, there's no way we just said the exact same thing. If Gretzky was never an Oiler, Edmonton would still exist. Can't say the same for Pittsburgh. Absolutely not, Hugh. Pittsburgh probably would have gone to, Kansas City or some other place. Showtime, exactly. Detroit is very overrated. Their goaltending future is garbage. The defense is still mid. Looks horrible right now. Their forwards that they picked, kind of iffy. Yeah, Showtime, exactly. Like, granted, Mo Seider, Lucas Raymond looked like good picks now, but Kosa over Wallstead is not looking good at all right now. Salty Wings and Avs fan, he was here earlier. He was saying how absolutely it looked like Kosa was going to let in 50 goals last game, apparently. Like, oh, God. Exactly, Wolverine. Detroit and Ottawa being completely overhyped by the media and overrated coming into the season. Like, I'm going to be doing not prospect ranking. I wish I had the knowledge to do that. I'm going to be doing an NHL standings ranking predictions with a good friend of mine, Lucas C., who was in here earlier. I don't know if he's in here now. I still got to catch up in the goddamn comments. I got to catch up to the goddamn comments. But we're going to be doing one. And I will tell you guys right now, Detroit and Ottawa are not going to be nearly as high as a lot of people are going to think they are. They are not going to be nearly as high as a lot of people think they will be. I want Bettman to bring... Dude, if Bettman brought back the Indianapolis Racers, that'd be hype. Ottawa's always overhyped the past 3 years. People say they'll make the playoffs. Exactly, Showtime. People are always like, you know what? The rebuild's over. Or Ottawa fans are like, oh, the rebuild's over. We're going to make playoffs this year. Shit the bed. Oh, the rebuild's over this year. Shit the bed. The rebuild's over this year. Shit the bed. What's it this year? Oh, the rebuild's over. We're going to make the playoffs. The Racers would be an awesome expansion team, Hugh. I'd assume they'd probably be in the East, right? I don't know if they'd be in the West. Speaking of Toronto, they want to change their goal song, which is, You Make My Dreams Come True, Hall Notes, which, I'm indifferent on. I posted on Loser by Beck, just not. I like that, just not. Loser by Beck is actually legitimately a really solid song. Definitely not a great goal song, unless you're a rebuilding team, which in that case, you're kind of taking it in jest. But, yeah. Showtime, Toronto changing their song to Drake. It's probably going to be a Drake or Bieber song. It wouldn't surprise me. I hate the least by the goal song. Wolverine, yeah, I'm indifferent about the Hall & Oates song they have. Meh. Don't really care. Yeah, exactly. Philly won back-to-back. Our team is going to be a similar build to a Golden Knights or a Colorado Avalanche. Showtime, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. You have a great second line, incredibly reliable second line, great bottom six, very strong D, bars, and very reliable, solid goaltending, and yeah. Sorry, boys, had to cough. So yeah, definitely, like it's definitely going to be very similar to those teams I could see. Flyers went to a lot of finals, lost a lot. Yeah, they did 2010. Something like 73, something like, again, something like that. They made, like, again, it's like they won their first two, they won back-to-back, and then went to, like, a third straight final, something like that. I forget about the Flyers, what they did there. Yeah, Hugh, 16-17, they lost in 18. Thank you for that about the Pens. I forgot about that one, yeah. Lost in the 18 conference finals to the... No, they lost in the second round. Yeah, they lost in the second round to the Capitals, I think. That was it. Or was the first round? I genuinely forget. I forget about that. 91, 92, 93 would have been Pittsburgh. Hugh... Don't guarantee it would have been a three-peat. If you guys can barely squeak out a win against the Islanders, how are you going to fare against the Canadiens? That's okay. Don't go counting your chickens before they hatch. I hope the Blue Jays win. I hope the Blue Jays win 2 games against Tampa Bay. Both teams will be in the playoffs. I like the Blue Jays, and the Rays will be ready for the playoffs. Yeah, Ernest Chan. I like the Blue Jays. I like the Blue Jays and the Rays. Obviously, I would be rooting for the Blue Jays if they do face the Rays in the wild card game, which is apparently supposed to happen. If it's something like if both the Mariners and the Arrows lose their games, the Blue Jays clinch the second wildcard spot and would face the Rays. But I guess, I don't know, there's something like the first wildcard is open or something like that. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah. The three-peat has eluded Pittsburgh, Hugh. Yeah, it kind of has. The Flyers were to want to follow the Montreal Canadiens style of rapid skating or the Flying Frenchman, but their fans hate this. Philly is a blue-collar working town who busts the rest. Kinda, yeah, it's just like Montreal is very much, very graceful, the pedigree of the team. Like you said, the Flying Frenchman, like, look at them go. Flyers are, I mean, yeah, we have a hockey team. I mean, fucking, I don't know what, we fight? Is that our thing? We fight? You know, it's like, that's kind of it. Definitely three-peat is the hardest to do. In sports, absolutely. It's definitely that. Yeah, Philly isn't like that anymore, though, yeah. Philly's fucking office workers, drugs and crime, great food, terrible place. Yeah, like, Philly does kind of feel like that. Like, great food, terrible place to be. Like, stop in for like 10 minutes, get a burger, and you're gonna fucking get robbed somehow. And yeah, exactly. In the 70s, when they changed their style of hockey for the fighter type, the Broad Street Bullies, they were statics. It was a hip check by Larry Robinson, who ended the Broad Street. Did he really? Just like... I don't know, like, a lot about, like, that era, like, the 60s, the 70s, like, the 80s, like, around there. And before, you could say the 50s and whatever. Despite the fact... Oh, damn it, it's not here. Where the fuck is the Legends of Hockey tape? Do I not have it? Fuck, I think I moved it. Damn it. But I had a Legends of Hockey tape. It gives me... It's, like, a 5-part, like, series on hockey. From, like, the beginning of it to, like, the 80s, I think. I should try and check it out. Actually, I don't even have a VHS player. I should try and see if it's on, like, YouTube or something. I should try and watch it. Actually, that's like 5 hours. I don't know if I want to watch 5 hours of a documentary series to find out about hockey. Maybe I want something longer, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Coffey played in like 7 cup finals. It's like 5 with the Oilers and then the 2 with the Penguins. I think he was with them for both Pittsburgh Cup wins, I think. That is true, yeah, Hugh. Mario didn't have Yager until 7 years later. Exactly. 7 seasons is a long time if your team sucks. Like, from 81 to 91, like, genuinely, it's crazy. Because, like, Lemieux was there. And, like, I'm pretty sure, like, at the draft, you could tell he didn't want to be in Pittsburgh or something like that. But, like, it's crazy that he embraces it. He embraces the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's a fucking superstar. Nobody with him. Until Yager fucking arrives in 91, and then boom, win the cup. Like, I don't even think, was it a Pittsburgh first that got it that, or got them Yager, or was it a traded pick? I want to say, actually, I don't even think I can say it was a traded pick, because that would be mentioned as like one of the worst trades of all time. Would it not be? Yeah, nothing here yet. So he was just, the Penguins just genuinely sucked in 1990. You know what? I don't want their drafting history, but you know what? Thank you. Tristan Brose. Who is that? Because I like that name. This kid looks British, which means I don't like him. No, I fucking love British boys. Why do you guys think my favorite band's Oasis? YouTube, that's a joke. Not me saying Oasis is my favorite band. Me not liking British. That's a joke, YouTube. Please don't kill me. I'm Canadian. They're already going to do that. But... But, of course, the implication being that YouTube will kill me because I'm Canadian, not the British will kill me. No, but legitimately, Yeah, 7 seasons is a long time if your team sucks, definitely. Absolutely. The rebuild isn't over till you make it twice. To the playoffs, darkness, yes, absolutely. I think cup finals is unfair, but definitely finals. I'm assuming you meant playoffs. Yeah, the rebuild isn't over till you make the playoffs twice, definitely, because once, like, okay, you know, I'd argue twice in a row, or get close twice in a row, because, like, if you make it once, it's like, okay, you know, you got hot or whatever, but then, like, yeah, like, okay, you make it twice, like, alright, yep, rebuild is done, boom, you're on. Another good, yeah, it's just like legitimately blinded, blinded by the light by the weekend. That's a fucking great song. Don't know what part they would take from, because it is upbeat, it's high tempo, but it's not necessarily like a you know, like a boom, we scored type of song. It's more kind of like, yeah, this kind of chill, like kind of win song, I think. But yeah, it's hard to gauge what a Leafs goal song should be. It's kind of hard to gauge that. Blues haven't rebuilt since the late 2000s, so it's about time for us to rebuild, so I'm fine with it. Darkness, yeah, that's completely fair, yeah. Anticipation would be a great... Yes. Yes, Hugh, absolutely. The third run at a cup. Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that here, yeah. Like, winning 3 straight cups is fucking tough. Like, why do you think nobody's done it since the 80s? And the Canadiens did it last 5 times in a row. Why do you think it's fucking tough? And the last team that did it 3 times said, fuck it, might as well do it 4. And then the Islanders said, fuck it, make it 5 cup finals in a row. Why not? I miss Dion Phaneuf days. Hugh, me too, man. Hugh, the fucking Maple Leaf Dion Phaneuf days, those were the shit. If the power play sucks again this year, do you think it's time to let Burrows go? Showtime, it very well could be. I would, like, I've definitely jumped off that, okay, you know, give Burrows time, but 3rd season as a power play coach, definitely. I mean, Showtime, if you're basing the power play off of the preseason, that's a bad look. I know we did go 1 for 4 last game with kind of the main squad, sort of main squad on the power play. But I genuinely think once we get to regular season and it starts getting implemented with everybody that's supposed to be on the power play or that should be on the power play, and it still sucks, then yes, absolutely, it's going to be time to let go of Alex Burrows, in my opinion. But if the power play does start to improve, then yeah, no, definitely not. Don't let him go. M83's Midnight City would be a sick goal song. Showtime. That could actually work for sure. Oh my god, yeah, dude. I forgot Pierre McGuire was a Penn Scout, dude. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. And then he went to Hartford, was a head coach for, what, a year? And never allowed to be a head coach again? Something like that? I forgot he was a Penn Scout. Hugh, my condolences for any prospects that might have died because Pierre McGuire vouched for them. I'm mainly taking it from... You know what, Showtime? Very fair. That's very fair. I'd give him one more... Exactly, Showtime. Give him one more chance for sure, because, like... I want to say the half year where Caulfield was healthy, the power play was genuinely solid, and then it just got shit once the injuries hit, and it's like, hey, Yoel Armia's getting prime power play time, and it's like, oh god. Oh no. Yeah, no, the power play is not good. Imagine winning the Stanley Cup 11 times like Henri Richard, or 10 times as a player, 7 times. Exactly, it's just like, nobody will ever get close to the fucking 17-time Stanley Cup winner, Jean Beliveau. Nobody will even get close to approaching the closeness of that. Really, Hugh, you think he vouched for Yager? If he did, that is a very rare Pierre McGuire W. Also, shout out, I just saw people forgot McGuire was a Penn Scout. I saw that first and I was like, Toby? For like a split second, I saw Toby McGuire for a second. You know what? If Pierre scouted Yager and that is legit, then you know what? Fucking props to Pierre McGuire for that. I will give him that. So if Lobster comes in after like 7 minutes. So if Buffalo beats Toronto, we get drunk, Harry. I mean, I'll get drunk. You guys don't have to. I'll get drunk. But if Buffalo beats Toronto, I will get drunk and scream "fuck the Leafs" 18,000 times on live stream, give or take. Yeah, the Maple Leafs have 13 Stanley Cups in 100 years, and 1 player has beaten them. Exactly. Like, the Maple Leafs have 13 Stanley Cups in 100 years. Belleville has, what, 17 in 40 years? Something like that? Like, fucking nuts. Alright. Let me... Alright, I gotta get back to the stats. Okay, where am I? Yeah, so opening minute, the Leafs pushed nothing on the power play. That we are 3 for 3 on the PK tonight. I will give this. Our PK is pretty solid so far in the season. I would root for Buffalo if we were not in the playoffs. Lobster, I'll root for them until we face them in the playoffs if it comes down to that. If either of us are eliminated, I will root for the other one, obviously. It's not like I'm going to root for Buffalo if the Canadiens make the playoffs, but you guys know what I mean. If the Canadiens are out, I'll root for Buffalo. If Buffalo's out, I'll obviously still root for the Canadiens, but it's just one less team that I won't root for, or won't be rooting for. Habs only have, 2 cups in the 26 League NHL? Something like that here. Something like that. It's like 2-3 cups since the NHL expanded to 26 teams, which it's funny that people will still say, oh, the Habs have 2 legitimate cups. The Habs have 0 legitimate cups. It's like, my guy, like, do they not realize that, if anything, it was probably a little harder to win a cup when the Canadiens had the dynasty, because players could have easily gone elsewhere. Despite free agents not existing, players could have held out. Ken Dryden held out famously for 1 year, didn't play. I think was banking. Was in banking for that year, something like that. Today it's hard. Exactly, just like it was tough then. It is I would say hardest now because of how much depth there is in the NHL. There's not like just 3 or 4 superstars. There's like almost one on every team. It feels like almost. There's like 3 or 4 that don't have superstars. Columbus. But yeah, it's genuinely insane. Like, I still think it was still tough, obviously, back in the 60s, the 70s, when the Canadiens were dominating, because players could not sign. They could demand a trade, and you didn't have to fill that out. They couldn't go to free agency. You owned them in the NHL. If you didn't want to sign them, you didn't have to. They had to sign what you wanted to give them, because, hey, what other hockey league is there? Like, did Toronto only ever win with only 6 teams? 67, I want to say they have only won with 6 teams, Lobster, because 67 was their last cup, and I think it was the 67 expansion, so they came in for the 67-68 season. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they only ever won with 6 teams. I have to say, original 6-team cups, yeah, they definitely were easier, but I'm talking about like when the NHL expanded from like 67 onwards, it did become tougher and easier. It became tougher because all of the original 6 teams who probably had really good players were in the same conference. It was never really a guarantee that you'd make the Cup Finals. And it was easier because, you make the Cup Finals, or the playoffs, let alone the Cup Finals. You make the Cup Finals and it's, we got an expansion team to take care of. We got to Stanley Cup, basically. The traveling in the 26-team league became a grind. Oh, yes, exactly, Hugh. Like, with the 6 teams, it was like, we got to go to Detroit. You got to go to Chicago. And that's, like, the furthest you'd go. Maybe, like, Boston or whatever. But, like, it was like, you're not really traveling all that much. Now it's like, we got to go fight Arizona. Go to California. Go to fucking everywhere, basically. It feels like you're going. Leafs never won a cup in the modern era. 93, 2004, they were close. Yeah, Hugh, 93 was the conference finals where Leafs fans will still bitch despite the fact that there was a Game 7. And 2004, was that a conference final too? Was that a conference final, or what? I feel like that was the second round against the Devils. I think. Oh God! All right, let me try and wrap this up soon. The NHL is a long grinding season on players. Absolutely, Hugh. Absolutely, it is. It is the toughest now, but it's always been hard to win the Stanley Cup. But I will argue, as the decades keep going, it'll get harder and harder because not only of the season, but injuries and how many good players there are in the NHL. I genuinely think eventually it will get to the point where it's just, because of genes and genetics and everything evolving, it'll absolutely get to the point where like every team will have like 3 superstars. I'm not saying next decade, but like 50, 60 years from now, maybe every team has 3 to 4 superstars, 17 great players, and like 3 guys who are what would be considered bottom sixers. 2-3 generations from now, it might be to that point. The best team in the original 6 were the best teams were the Montreal Toronto, Detroit, and the worst would be so basically ranking it: Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, probably Rangers, Chicago, Boston. Well, probably probably like Boston, Chicago, and the Rangers, because the Rangers, I think, only won 1 cup when it was the original 6 era. 2002, yeah, Hugh, yeah. I knew it was that like 2002 to 2004 range. They had like 1 conference finals appearance. Yeah, 02. That would make sense then. That was, what was the O2 Cup? Yeah, they lost to the Hurricanes. I remember that. Yeah, because it was Detroit and Carolina in the finals, and I believe Detroit swept the Hurricanes because the Hurricanes are irrelevant. Habs tried to set up Ullinen, or were trying to set up. Ullinen was with Beck and Waugh. Thought that could be a decent third line in a year or two. I was going to say fourth line, but Beck and Waugh probably make third line. Ullinen, if he develops properly, could be a third liner. I liked that line. Could be interesting. Leafs then hit the crossbar. Anderson with a nice hit. Shot is able to get off. It beats Primo, but not the post. Leafs then have a 5-on-2 shortly afterwards. Terrible line change by the Habs. There's no goal. Habs turnaround. No setup, though. Toronto lost to Philly in the 04 conference semifinals. Thank you, Lobster. Yeah, so that was the... So they lost to Philly in the 04 second round. Leafs had a few close runs. Yes, they did, Hugh. They have had a few very, very solid runs for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Habs then go to the power play. Lafferty gets called for a tripping minor. Armia with a terrible pass attempt leads to a clear. He's easily been the worst Hab tonight. My top 3 worst Habs are, by the way, Armia, Gallagher, and Justin Barron. I like Barron, but not a good game at all tonight for the young kid. Not at all. Gallagher with a horrible turnover at the blue line leads to some Leafs pressure. We are 0 for 5 on the power play tonight. Leafs then get more chances. There's some good looks. If Ottawa somehow makes the playoffs, I see them getting... easily Lobster. At the very most, they lose in 6. They have some fight. But yeah, Ottawa, like if they're taking on a Florida or a Buffalo somehow, or they take on a Carolina or Devils, that series is going to get ugly, and not in a good way. In terms of, it's a bitter, brutal series. Yeah, no, it's like every game's ending like 4-1, 5-2. Like, it's not close. Toronto was a great team in the 30s, the 40s, Detroit 40s and 50s, Canadiens. Good between the 50s, 60s, and 70s, yeah. So you could probably put Montreal, especially Montreal number 1, because of how many fucking cups they won in that point. Felt like even when Toronto was great in the 30s and the 40s. Yeah, no, I got what you meant, Ghislain. No problem. Technically, they were still goons because they probably had a couple good fighters at that point still. But like even when Toronto was like a great team in the 30s, 40s, like Montreal was still winning cups. Like, it's funny. I'm gonna reference my sim league because that's where I have all the Stanley Cup winners of all time. Not just my league, but like overall history. We only started in like 2007, so it doesn't affect any of the Canadiens cups. At least if it would show up for me, the page. Still waiting for it to show up. There we go. Yeah, like the Canadiens won in the 24, 30, 31, 16. Actually, we did win in 15, 16. 44, 46 in between. Fucking 5 Leaf Cup wins that decade. 53, 56 through 60, 65, 66, 68, 69, very nice. 71, 73, 76 through 79, and then 86, 93. So yeah, the Canadiens with the 5 straight cups, 6 and 8 years. And then if you want to go from 1950 to 70, we win fucking 10 cups, like 50% of the cups in the 50s and 60s belonged to the Montreal Canadiens. Like, that's fucking awesome. Montreal was the epicenter for hockey players who wanted to go. Exactly. Like, hockey players wanted to be in Montreal at that point. And I genuinely think we're about to enter, over the next decade, players wanting to be in Montreal. And it might get to the point Montreal having to turn down players because we have a roster set. Like, genuinely crazy. As an adult, too, players are more focused on money than winning, too. Exactly. Like, it sucks that that's the case. I get why. Money runs the world. But, like, I don't know. If I were a hockey player, give me, like, a $3 million deal for 5 years, and that fucking sets me. I don't need a big mansion. I don't need a big fancy house. Give me something like this, great Wi-Fi like this. Give me, like, 2 people that I'm living with. They're probably working as well. Fucking, that's fine. I'll probably still have an extra $1.5 million after buying a house like this and paying fucking food and whatever for like a year. Like, I still have like $1.5 million at least. And fucking imagine the interest on that. Like, if I can have that planned out, granted, it's probably a lot harder than that if once I get a $3 million deal, for example. But like, I'm good on that. Like, come on. Like, yeah. And then the 80s happened in the 80s. Yeah, lost one in 86, lost in 89, and then won again in 93. Exactly, Hugh. You got that pretty right. Imagine if the Habs would have won in 13-14. There would have been no debate whatsoever that Habs should be... Well, here that Price should be in the Hall of Fame. Here's the thing, Lobster. No chance that Price shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame or have a retired number. Nobody's debating he should have a retired number. Even the Hall of Fame shouldn't be a debate. In my opinion, if you do what Carey Price did, a consistently fantastic goalie, save of the year candidates feels like game in, game out. Vezina, Hart, William M. Jennings, and the Ted Lindsay all in 1 year. Actually, William M. Jennings, funny enough, might have been the next year that he won it. But, like, winning all of that should put you in the Hall of Fame. If you win the Hart, the Ted Lindsay, the Vezina, and the William M. Jennings, basically in the same year, again, William M. Jennings was like the next year, you win all of that in the 1 year, and the only thing that does elude you is unfortunately the Stanley Cup. You're a Hall of Fame goaltender. You know, I would say if you're a Hart goal, if you win the Hart as a goal, you should be in the Hall of Fame. But like Jose Theodore, I think he could maybe like in 20 years be in the Hall of Fame. But just there's no debate when Price eventually retires 4 years afterwards, unless they make an exception for him, which I unfortunately don't see them doing so. Price should be in the Hall of Fame, 100%. First chance he's eligible, first ballot Hall of Famer, Carey Price in my opinion. But yeah, absolutely. If the Habs would have won in 13-14, if fucking Alexa Emlin hadn't tripped up Chris Kreider, 100% Price would be in consideration. Like, okay, when Price retires, how long is it after he's in the Hall of Fame? Is he first ballot? Does he somehow get snubbed and make second year? You know, it's like, that would be the debate instead of, does Carey Price get in the Hall of Fame? Because, in my opinion, if fans are looking at a worse goaltender in Henrik Lundqvist and saying, oh yeah, he should absolutely make Hall of Fame, Price should be first ballot. Price should 100% be a first ballot goaltender in the National Hockey League. Once the league spread out further, the Habs had success. That is true, Hugh. That is true. The NHL was created in Montreal. Yes, it was, Gislain. Yes, it was. Why do you think there's been 3 teams that have been with Montreal? 4 if you're going in the province of Quebec, which obviously with the Nordiques. Might have been 5, actually. I feel like there was one before the Nordiques, but I forget. As a player, if I can play in Florida and live in warm weather and make millions, you're going to take... I mean, Hugh, maybe. But for me, I would much rather live here in Montreal. Or in Quebec. I'm not in Montreal. But if I could live in Quebec, especially playing for the Canadiens, I'm going to take that deal. Say maybe a 1 year of Montreal's going through a rebuild and I want to win a cup and I haven't yet. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Florida, take that, say, $4 million deal and get to keep more of that than in Montreal on a 1 year. Yeah, I'd probably take that, probably. I mean, it's not even really Habs fans getting stuck in the past, Hugh, because we are looking forward to the future. We are looking for what's going to be on the team in 4 to 5 years and how successful we could be and probably should be. Habs may have had less success, but Toronto, you know what? True. Showtime. Keck. I got my first house last year at 50. Gislain, yeah. Yeah, like nowadays especially, it's fucking crazy how much money you need to be able to buy a house. It is nuts. Bettman, in my opinion, oh, absolutely, Hugh. He is easily the best commissioner or president that the league has had with how much revenue he's generated for the National Hockey League. Amazing commissioner. Plus the markets he's gotten the NHL into, how big the game has grown since Bettman's taken over in 93, which is funny. People want to recognize no Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup with Bettman as the commissioner, but I'm pretty sure he took over mid-season 93, and the Canadiens won in 93, so yeah. Number 44. Is number 44 retired for Stephane Richer? Why do I feel like that's not a thing? I can't tell if I'm just dumb. Montreal, number 44. I should probably look up Canadiens, number 44. Canadiens. Why do I feel like it's not retired from number 44? Which number 44 were at best? Yeah. Or actually, why don't I just go Montreal Canadiens retired jerseys? Why don't I just look that up? Excuse me, Montreal Canadiens retired jerseys. Because I don't think it's 44. Yeah, Maurice Richard. Actually, why don't I just look up number 44? Yeah, number 44 is not retired. Yeah, number 44 isn't retired. There's absolutely no way Vasilevsky carries Montreal on the 13-14 run like Price. Only one I could see do it as well. Exactly, Showtime. Like Sorokin, Luongo, if we're going in the general like area. Yeah, like in my opinion, like Sorokin, Roberto Luongo, Jonathan Quick, those are like the three goalies in the last like decade that have played that could be able to carry the Canadiens. Like if you switch Vasi in his prime with Price in his prime, Canadiens are not a playoff team, and the Lightning win like 7 cups with Carey Price in net. Vasilevsky is the new Martin Brodeur, and I don't mean that in a good sense. Vasilevsky is protected by having always having a very stable defense in front of him, great forwards, and never really facing a ton of shots, getting extremely lucky with his best saves. Carey Price consistently had to face 30-35 shots a night, it feels like. Again, save of the year contenders, it seems like game in and game out. Never wins a cup, gets to 2 conference finals, and loses because the Canadiens have zero depth in either of those years. Well, firstly, 2010, Jarl Halak took over. Price would have won a Stanley Cup because I think he played half the games, or dressed for half the games, I think is what you have to do to win a Stanley Cup if you're a backup goalie. But yeah, there's no way Vasi carries Montreal. They're probably out in the first round. They're out in the first round probably if Vasilevsky is with the Canadiens and Price is with the Lightning. Both in their prime switching. So it's like fucking crazy. Price was a great goaltender, but exactly, Hugh, bad luck. Absolutely bad luck with him. Isles kind of folded. They kind of flopped in 2019. I wouldn't even say they flopped in 2019 and 2020, or 2020 and 21, I should say, for the years that they made the conference finals. They just got really fucking snake bit by the Lightning at that point. Yeah, I thought in 2020 the Isles were going to win it all too. Like 2020, they looked fucking great against the Lightning. What was it, the 2-1 game with, I think it was Beauvillier scoring in overtime, and then Game 7 just fucking blanked in Game 7, 1-0, losing because of a short-handed goal. And then 2021 just kind of much of the same, and just easily Montreal's fucking cup snatched because the Islanders can't fucking beat the Lightning in a Game 7. I don't understand how so many people, me neither, Lobster, like, okay, yeah, Lundqvist was good. Where's his heart? Like literally, not like, where's his heart, like making fun of his heart condition, but like, where's his Hart Trophy, I should say. Where's his Ted Lindsay? Where's his Vezina? Where's the William M. Jennings? You know, you can use all these arguments on Lundqvist. Like, you can't even say, like, oh, well, where's Price's cup? Because Lundqvist never won a cup. Lundqvist never won a cup. He repeatedly choked when it mattered, just like the New York Rangers did. Have done every fucking year that they made the playoffs since 1994. You know? 2012, fucking what? Did they lose 4-1 to the goddamn... or 2014, they lost, 4-1 to the goddamn the Los Angeles Kings? Fucking crazy. Huey, I don't even think you can say 2014 Lundqvist was cheated. Like fucking... If Lundqvist was so good and the Rangers were that great, they were able to make the Stanley Cup Finals, they should have been able to fight the devil, the Kings. Not whimper in 5 or 6, whatever it was. Like no. They would not have whimpered like that. Wolverine, exactly. I don't hate Bettman as much as a lot of people do. Like, that goal didn't count in my opinion. Hugh, which one? Which goal are we talking about? Oh, that goal didn't count. Wait, which goal are we talking about again? But yeah, I don't hate Bettman nearly as much as a lot of people. Like, I really like Bettman as a commissioner, and like Hugh said, Bettman compared to other league leaders is like tremendous. Like, you look at fucking, you look at Roger Goodell in the NFL, or whoever runs the MLB or the NBA. Like, you look at the MLB, they nearly had a fucking strike this year or last season because of the fucking tension between the MLB and the MLBPA. Like, they did not trust the MLB. You look at the 2004 lockout with the NHL and the NHLPA. It wasn't that the players didn't trust. They just didn't want a salary cap. That's what it came down to. It wasn't, oh, we don't trust the NHL to give us a fair deal. It's just, yeah, no, we really, really don't want a salary cap. We don't want a salary cap. We won't play with a salary cap. That's what it came down to. It was not, we don't trust the MLB that they won't fuck us over in the CBA. We will not play until we get a good CBA. Like, fucking nuts. And then I don't even remember what the lockout was, 94, 95, or whenever the first Bettman lockout was. Technically, Hugh, he technically survived 3 lockouts. Because the 94 whatever lockout, the 04 lockout, and the 2012-13 lockout, which, that one I forget what that was about too as well. But yeah, that's he's survived 3 lockouts. He's helped the owners, and he's helped the players, he's helped teams far more than I think any other commissioner in the National Hockey League has, or will for a while. And in my opinion, I genuinely think that if you want to be a future NHL commissioner, model yourself after Gary Bettman. Absolutely model yourself after Gary Bettman. 100%. Richer was good, but not number retired good. Exactly, Hugh. Like Richer was a double. He did win a cup, like Ghislaine said. I want to say 2000, maybe 2003 as well. I want to say 2000. Maybe 95, but I want to say 2000. I picked Stefan Richer over Koivu, Plekanec, Markov, Kovalev, and Subban Pacioretty, obviously. That's surprising over Koivu and Plekanec. I don't think I could say that, though. I don't think I can say that. The Habs even almost came back with Dustin Karski. To be fair, Lobster. Rene Bourque. Fucking, what was it? Hat trick in game 5. Forces game 6. And then just, yeah. We did almost come back, though, like you said, against the fucking Rangers with Karski. So, like, clearly the Rangers, yeah, exactly. Like you said, were not that good. That goal was bullshit in 2014. I mean, Kings ran into Lundqvist. What do you mean? Which goal? Because I don't remember any goal being, like, called off or whatever. Richer was a Penguin in 0-1-2. I didn't remember that. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't remember that either. Like, I've gone back and looked because Richer was in my sim league. He had, like, the tail end of his career. And I remember looking up his stats because I think I had to track him for my Hockey DB. And I don't even remember putting Richer as having been a Penguin in 0-1-2. They were 2 Stefan Richers. Oh, the right wing and a D also named Stefan Richer. Oh. You know what? That that actually might Stefan Richer. You know what? I was wondering why I was finding the defenseman Stefan Richer. And then yeah. I was wondering why I was finding, like, the defenseman Stefan Richer and then saw him as a 50 goal scorer with the Canadiens. They both started their careers at the same time. They didn't play at the same time because the other Stefan Richer only played 27 ever games. And that was with the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Boston Bruins, the Florida Panthers, and had approximately 1 career goal. And then, you know what? Honestly, very respectable. Played in the DEL for like 7 years after that. Stefan Richer, meanwhile, for the Canadiens. He won the 95 Cup with the Devils. Okay. Yeah, honestly, very consistent. 50 goals, 51 goals, 31 with the Canadiens. Please tell me we traded him and didn't. For Lyle Odeline. Okay, you know what? Whoever the Habs GM at that point was, mental health. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. We acquired him with we traded him with Tom Chorkey for Kirk Muller, so that's a pretty good trade. Whoever the Devils GM is, trading Stefan Richer for Lyle Odeline, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then we traded him for Patrick Poulin, Igor Ulanov, and Mick Volotok, which, I mean, to be fair, at that point, Richer's kind of a shell of himself. That's kind of understandable. But yeah, I mean, honestly, 44 for Richer could honestly be retired at that point. Definitely could have. Definitely, absolutely. Yeah, I did see that very small stint in the 01-02. Yeah, Lindros won the scoring title, Hugh. Yeah, that probably would have been 52 goals compared to like 56, 55. Very, very close though, I'm pretty sure. Exactly. Yeah, she's like the 2 Alexander Picards, those are in my sim league now, and the 2 those were in my sim league, and the 2 Sebastian Ahos right now in the NHL, the center and the defenseman. Yes, exactly. Even if that goal gets canceled, it's still, oh yeah, absolutely Showtime. The Kings absolutely won. Like, again, they win in 5 or 6. Excluding 1 goal, you cannot say that series goes the other way for sure. 95, yeah, 94-95 was the half season lockout. If Mark Bergevin would have traded Rene Bourque that summer, I think Hall would have come back, but I understand that he didn't because he was hoping, exactly, Lobster, like, Rene Bourque, even though he was 30-31 at that point, and you probably couldn't expect that, I absolutely get why he was hoping for that, because you could have gotten even more probably. Not just looking at, like, hey, look, he had a really good playoff run, but, like, hey, look, he's had a good playoff run, he's playing great this year. Rene Bourque, we want a first-round pick at least, you know, something like that. So I absolutely get why Bergevin didn't want to trade Rene Bourque and probably would have wanted to at the deadline, for example. But to be fair, we were also in the playoffs at the 2015 deadline, I'm pretty sure. So wouldn't have wanted to trade Rene Bourque. Also, big shout out when I look up Rene. Ryan also comes up. But yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help that 13 games into the year we ended up trading him anyways for Brian Allen, who then approximately played 5 games for the Montreal Canadiens and then retired after being sent down to the Hamilton Bulldogs. I was going to say Hamilton Tigers. So yeah. All right, boys, I'm going to answer the last comment right now. Take a small break from the comments. I'm going to get to the rest of the game, and then I'll answer any comments that are in the chat, unless it gets like too overwhelming. Do you think if Chris Kreider didn't accidentally run over Price, the Habs would have made the 2014 finals? Wolverine? Probably. Because if Kreider doesn't run over Price, obviously Tokarski doesn't come in. We probably don't get, I think, blown out. I think we got blown out in game 2 and 3. We probably end up forcing overtime in one of those games, potentially taking it. We end up, whichever other game it was that we won before game 5, I think game 4 maybe? Might have been game 3 we won, blown out game 2 and 4, whatever. That's a 3-2 series. Game 6, who knows how that goes. And then, yeah. But then again, who's to say we even lose game 1, 2, and 3, or game 1, 2, 4, whatever we lost. Game 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 4 it might have been. Who's to say we lose those games with Carey Price still in net? Who's to say that we still lose those games and we don't end up winning them, you know? So, yeah. Actually, technically, Hugh, there's 4 Eric Desjardins, but there's only one that played in the NHL, and that's the Eric Desjardins. But there are technically 4. Samuelsson is a recurring name. Matthias Samuelsson, Ulf Samuelsson. There was one, Mikael Samuelsson. I'm trying to think of others. I could probably say any Swedish, Finnish sounding name, and it's like, yeah, nope, there's a Samuelsson name that. Yeah, Matthias, Mikael, and Ulf. Those are the 3 right off the top of my head that ring a bell with the name Samuelsson. Yeah, Ulf, Shell, and the Canucks player. Yeah. Shell Samuelsson. You guys are immediately on me for that one. Thank you guys. I knew the 80s lovers would have. That sounds like a derogatory term. You fucking 80s lover. You 80s lover. It kind of sounds like a derogatory term now when you think about it. Philip Samuelsson, Ulf's son. Yeah, exactly. Philip, and I think Matthias is also Ulf's son. Someone could correct me on that. But I think Ulf's son is also, there's Philip, and I think his other son is Mikael. Not Mikael, Matthias Samuelsson, I think. Sabres legend, by the way, already. Yeah. Leafs get some chances. There's some good looks. Primo makes the saves. John Parker Jones. Yeah, pronounced like Shell Samuelsson. Yeah, Shell Samuelsson. I forget if it was Kale Samuelsson or Shell Samuelsson or Shell. Yeah, Shell. Oh, yeah, Gisland, exactly. Love the 80s, my childhood. Yeah, it's like me in the 2000s. Like, I love the 2000s, like the mid to late 2000s. That shit's my childhood. The early 2010s as well, when I'm not at school. Absolutely love the mid to late 2000s, the early 2010s. Like, genuinely, like, if I could go back to, like, late 2009, early 2010 for a day, like, just one day. Like, I don't need to go spend the rest of my life there. Like, just give me one day. I would take that up, depending on what I have to give up, because there'd have to be something I give up. Like, if it's, like, literally just, trade a day, Trade a modern day where it's just a regular day. Say no Habs game, just a regular day for a regular day in 2010. Easily. Take me back 2010 for a day. If the condition is I don't remember the day once it's done, for the day that it's going on, yeah, I'll probably really love it. I'll enjoy our Windows XP computer and old 2010 YouTube, watching some Booger Boy Meister. Big shout out Booger Boy Meister, one of my inspirations to become a YouTuber in the first place. Maybe I should try and do that this year. Would you guys want me to do that for 25 Days of Harry, like in my inspirations on YouTube video? Because I'm actually going to mark that down as a potential idea. Because I want to start getting videos ready. Like the collection videos and stuff, those are going to be like last day or two before I need to upload them work-ons. But would you guys like to see that? Like a my YouTube inspirations or something like that? Or how I became, what inspired me to be a YouTuber or something like that? Would you guys want to hear that story? That's not really a story, but just like hear that? Because I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to tell. What the fuck? Did I just end the stream? Okay, good. No, I thought I did. Holy fuck, nearly 3.5 hours. Okay, I'm sorry, boys. I gotta fucking hurry. I gotta hurry up. Holy fuck. Oh my god, it is 1:30 in the morning. The ring light is also fucking me up because it's like, oh, it's like light out. It's I can talk. Yeah, the Rutu brothers, Tuomu and Yarku. Yep. In the 2013-14 run, I'll get to this real quick. In game 1, we lost 7-4. Habs lost game 2 3-1. Game 3 won 3-2. Lost game 4 3-2 in OT. Then yeah, game 5 won 7-4. And game 6 we lose 1-0. So game 1 we absolutely could have won if Price isn't. Depends on what point Price gets hurt. If it's already 7-4, then yeah, we probably still lose that. If it's like 3-2, for example, at some point at that stage, could still win it definitely. Habs losing game 2 3-1. That's tough. Probably still maybe lose that one. I'm gonna say it's a toss up. Game 3 probably still win 3-2, maybe win 3-1 for example. Game 4 losing 3-2 in OT, we absolutely could have won that game. Absolutely carry Price. So that's a 2-2 series. We win game 5 7-4. Funny, 2-7-4 finals, and then losing game 6 1-0. That fucking stings. I don't even know if we would win that because say it's tied scoreless going into overtime. Who knows who wins? And even if we lose that game, that series is tied 3-3. We go, I think, back to Montreal for game 7. Who knows? Yeah, that's a fucking massive what if. What if Alexei Emelin doesn't... I'm going to say Alexei Emelin doesn't injure Carey Price because it's basically Emelin that caused it. Jarkko Ruutu was rough. Yeah, he kind of was. I think he only played, like 87 NHL games, something like that. Why not? Sure. Hey, let's go, Hugh. Hell yeah, that's one. Yeah, I put that in my potential video list. So yeah, excuse me. To be honest, no period of my life sucks. Maybe I'll do a book review. Maybe I should listen to James Rolfe's book a couple times and like review it, like what I think of it. Like I think that'd be kind of fun. I don't know how it would work a book review compared to a movie or a game review, but maybe I'll try. Maybe you guys will like it. Maybe you'll hate it. That'd be funny. To be honest, no period of my life sucks. Maybe made different and better choices. No, yeah, exactly. Just like there's certain choices I've made in my life that I would definitely do differently. But at the same time, I have to realize I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now if it weren't for those choices. You know, it's like there's certain things that have happened, such as the continuous moves, where I don't even know if I'd say like I would change those moves. But just where we've moved, for example, that's one thing. There's a couple things like that, but like I said, for example, like the moves, I wouldn't have wanted to move nearly as much as we actually have. But again, we wouldn't be in this great house at this point. Great Wi-Fi, great camera, great computer, good sound system. Not even sound system, just good speakers. Speakers, because I haven't had speakers until these for the fucking like last 2-3 years since mine broke. At the last place we were at, you know, so like there's definitely things that I would want to do differently. Oh god, why did I fucking touch that? Because that's crusty musty, to quote Sniper Wolf. Fuck Sniper Wolf, by the way. But yeah, like I said, there's certain things that I would want to do differently. But yeah, no, I would definitely argue, I would definitely say the same. No period of my life up to this point has sucked. No period has been below solid in my life. Depending on how we're going off periods, if we're going periods as in like every like 5 years, for example, absolutely not. Yeah, but yeah, no, definitely no period of my life has ever really like sucked. Again, depends on how we're measuring like time periods of life. But you know, I've had a very solid life so far, definitely, and I want to keep that up. I want to keep that going, boys. Let's go. Hell yeah, good lives in the chat, boys. It's all right because Logan May will get the Stanley Cup game winner soon. Yes, he will, Logan. Lobster, hell yeah. Do you have good Wi-Fi because we have two jack eyes? Apple Pie, we very well might. Maybe it's been a premonition because we've had good Wi-Fi the past like 5 months. Like when I started streaming WWE 2K15, it was like the week before. You know, like it was like the week before that we had gotten the fiber optic and I started streaming. Yeah, Yarko won a cup in 2009. Did he really? Was he with the Penguins? Oh wait, I think you meant like he was rough, as in like he was like a fighter. Oh yeah, definitely. He did not win a cup in 2009. He was with the Pens in 2008 for the finals. Unfortunately, didn't win the cup. Yeah, no, I absolutely see. He was fucking rough. Yeah, dude, career high of 144 penalty minutes. Could put up some points, too. Career high of 26 points, and then, unfortunately, 2 years later, he's in the SM Liga. That sucks. Yeah, fucking, like... Oh, my God. The dude was traded with Bertuzzi and McCabe for Trevor Linden. Holy fucking hell. Yeah, and then Montreal robbed the Islanders for fucking Trevor Linden, and then dealt him for what became Jan Bulis, Richard Zednik, and Alexander Perez-Hogan. Jan Bulis, who was quite solid, good 20-goal year, and then I think he went to free agency to Vancouver, and then played like 8 years in the KHL afterwards. Richard Zednik, very solid 20-30 goal scorer, and then I think he walked. No, we traded him for a third to the Capitals, which is great asset management. And then Alexander Perez-Hogan, who just kind of sucked. As a Canadian. Played 2 years. Honestly, not god-awful in the KHL. Very respectable KHL seasons. You realize when we first were on John's channel was 7 years ago? Hugh, no way. You realize when we first were on John's channel, like Hot Take Hockey, Hugh? Because there's no way it's been 7 years. It's been like 4 years for me on John's channel. There's no fucking way. Like getting drunk like a skunk in 93, not knowing how many years it'll take to exactly Gisland. Like just, fuck yeah, living in the now. We fucking won the cup. Exactly. Where he at least, Hugh, yeah, he played in the 2008 finals, definitely. John's wife is in me. Conor McGregor, thank you for the comment, my good sir. You know what? Hey, John, I'm assuming John Viveros. Hey, dude, watch out. Conor McGregor's in your wife's DMs, my guy. Oof. Or your wife is in John's DM, is in Conor McGregor's DMs, my guy. So, might wanna hand. I was gonna say something, but you know what? No, but just keep going. Finish the fucking game, because I need my goddamn drink. I need drink. All right. Yeah, Leafs got some good chances. Primo's making saves. John Parker Jones left the bench for a bit. He was back quickly. Apparently he lost his like player tag identifier that they put on him to track like speed or whatever. Matt Cook won a cup and yeah, exactly, Hugh. Yeah, you mix them up. That's fair. Yeah, it's a fucking McGregor just comes in apple pie. Yeah, and then you comment again right after. Oh, this is very suspicious. Have started to get a bit of momentum going their way. Some decent rushes, but there's nothing towards the net. Armia has a god-awful pass to Monahan. That's broken up. Or as I put, hat gets broken up in front of the net. That gets broken up in front of the net. And then all of a sudden we score. A turnover by the Maple Leafs. Lindstrom finds Monahan, goes behind the net, centers the puck. Josh Anderson's second goal in as many games. And it's suddenly 2-1 for the Maple Leafs. Yeah, Evans gets boarded and then held against said boards. There's no penalty there. Fedotenko was a beast for the Devils, Butts, and Pens. Dude, here, yeah, Fedotenko was like a fucking underrated playoff guy. Like, Fedotenko, like, very, very good contributor to, I know for sure the 04 Lightning run. Don't know much about the Devils or Pens. Holy fuck, Bob's back, boys. Bob is back. I wish we, by the way, I'm just realizing this before we just comment. I hope someone with like a non-capital letter first name comes in the chat, because I want to see if my stream chat will like automatically capitalize it or not. I just realized that. I don't think it will, but I wonder. I'm glad. Drouin is gone. Evans is next. He's overpaid. Yes, because $1.75 million for a fourth line center is definitely overpaid, Bob. Absolutely, especially with the cap going up next year. For sure, definitely overpaid. So Evans gets boarded. Leafs and then held against the boards. No penalty. Leafs then looked for a 3-1 lead immediately after. Primo and the post both say no. It's as I called it, a double donker for the Leafs, which if you don't know what that is, it's a crossbar then post, and somehow stays out. Going in would be a double goalger, of course. Everybody knows this. Habs nearly get a turnover. Leafs started to look a bit nervous with 3.5 left in the game. Gallagher gets, Canadiens with pressure. I fucking read Bob's retarded comment and got confused. Canadiens pressure 3 minutes left. They started to heat up. I said, quote, "Oh God, we have Armia out there." Habs get some good chances, but there's not many on net. And the Habs go to the the power play, The Habs go to the power play with about a minute left in the game. Liljegren is called for a delay of game, puck over glass. Bob, if you thought Gallagher was pretty decent tonight, you know what? Good for you. I thought he was one of the 3 worst players of the game. Lots of turnovers. Very, very horrible. Yeah, in my opinion, I actually think the opposite, Bob. I think Evans would play better not being with Gallagher. I thought that Pearson and Evans actually had pretty solid chemistry. If Gallagher were traded and we had someone reliable on that fourth line, someone who can play more than 20 games a year on that line, that would probably work a little bit better. But that being said, again, doesn't really matter. Gallagher's probably going to be on LTIR for most of the year anyways. So a delay of game penalty. Habs are on the power play. Canadiens are really pressuring. The goalie was actually pulled, by the way, a minute earlier. Big opportunity for the Canadiens. Habs looked for Armia and Evans on their respective lines. Toronto was blocking shots. Really good chances. Samsonov was playing very well, holding down the fort. Not actually Samsonov. It was, I forgot to mention, by the way, sorry boys, at the start of the third period, I'm very unresponsible of me. Keith Petruzzelli actually came in for the start of the third. I completely forgot to mention that. I apologize, boys. Caden Primo went all the way. Stressman did not come into the game, unfortunately. Keith Petruzzelli was in the net for the third period. Samsonov played the first 2 periods. But Petruzzelli making some very solid stops. Canadiens, unfortunately, not making him move much, though. 6 seconds left. There's a blown call. The puck is sent down and called an icing. Literally a blown call because there's a whistle. Once Jake Evans is gone, then I'll be happy with this club. I do wish Gallagher was the captain. Bob, I disagree. I think Suzuki's a damn good captain. He's learning very well from guys like Matheson and Byron, who's now in player development. Learning very well from great players. Savard as well. Savard's a very solid leader. Sean Monahan, these guys as well. Gallagher, I guess you can say in there as well. I don't know if you can say once Evans is gone, you'll be happy with the club, especially because Gallagher's anchor of a $6.5 million contract is still on the team, and he's costing us big time because we could probably afford a few good middle six players, a few more middle six players who won't play, who will end up playing more than 20 games in a season, like Brendan Gallagher, and probably have at most 50 more games in the NHL in their careers. I mean, Bob, just because you give it your all, I don't think that means you're still good. I mean, you could say Evans gives it his all, but you don't think he's good, so clearly that's a double standard, my guy. The face-off is at center ice instead of back in the Leaf zone or putting it in the Habs zone. Still 6-on-4, offset face-off, or as I put, of said face-off, but offset face-off, Habs pressure, very solid rush, immediately win the face-off, boom, right to the left wing, up in the zone. Not enough time to get a good shot off. It's a shot, rebounded into the corner, and just can't get any shots off there. You only get 6 seconds. It's not like there's 14, 15 where you that's plenty of time, really, to get into the zone, get set up with the way that we played off the face-off. Leafs do win this preseason game 2-1 in regulation. Final shots are 26-24 for the Maple Leafs as well. So, yeah, with the shots being 20-24 17 after the second period. The shots being, I think, 8-6 for the Canadiens in that period. They did push, or 7-6 in that period. Very slow, though. As you guys could tell by the lack of notes, not just on my computer, but on both my phone and my computer. I actually did pick a pretty good time to be out of the house for most of the game. If only this game and tomorrow's game were switched, because then I would have actually caught a very entertaining game and would not have missed a good game. would have missed much of a boring game, which I probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually probably glad I'm going to be missing tomorrow's game, because that's surely going to be very action packed. And yeah, so yeah. Bob, yeah, exactly. Gallagher's out of gas, man. Like, Bob, if you watch Gallagher tonight, you would see he was the slowest player on the ice easily. Exactly, just land. Like, he's good for a hockey player, but he's not NHL good. Like, if I were to host a local game again with Brendan Gallagher on one of the teams, and it was like, say, a amateur game or whatever with other hockey players that are local, yeah, no, Gallagher would easily be the best player on the ice. Does that mean he's good? Not necessarily, you know? And yeah, exactly. Like, why have you given up on Gallagher, Bob? Because the last 3 years spoke dividends, Bob. And I'm only going to get into this very briefly because I do want to get off in like 5 minutes. But I'm just going to go over his last 3 years. No, I don't want to look at Brendan Bell. I want to look at Brendan Gallagher. Thank you, though, Google, for wanting to give me Brendan Bell. Famous NHLer, of course. You know, Brendan Gallagher, I'm actually going to move my mic. Like 2021, okay, fairly solid. 35 games, 14 goals, 9 assists, 23 points. 82-game season, that's about a 30-goal pace, 60-ish points. That's a good rebound. That actually is on pace for a career high, something like that. The 22 games, just 2 goals, 6 points. Good depth guy, though. 56 games in 21-22, 7 goals, 24 points. At $6.5 million, I want more. 22-23, 37 games, 8 goals, and 14 points. I want more games, and I want more points and more goals from Brendan Gallagher. It also doesn't help that you look at Gallagher's career, like his penalty minute toll. Rookie season going to modern season, 44 games, 33 penalty minutes, 81 games, 73 penalty minutes, very feisty, 82, 31, 53, 24, 34, 39, 82, 34, 82, 49, 59, 29. Very poised player. Well, not very poised, but just not take a lot of penalty minutes. 35, 16, 56, 69, 37, 45. So not only are Gallagher's point totals going down, he's becoming more of a reliability by taking more penalties. If this were still the Brendan Gallagher of 2017-2018, if he's playing 30 games, he'd have 15 penalty minutes. He'd have roughly half the penalty minutes as games played, like is usually the pace, you know? So Bergevin, yeah, gave him $6.5 million for a reason. He's a former 30-goal scorer. He was about a 30-goal pace if he plays the full year after 2021. But you give him $6.5 million. You don't give a bottom sixer. You don't give a bottom six or $6.5 million for heart and grit. You give, it's like the Maple Leafs when they gave Matt Martin $2 million for 4 years to play a fourth line role for grit and his heart and determination. Like, I don't know. For me, give him time, he'll prove you wrong. No, he won't, Bob. You said that last year, and he was fucking dog shit for most of the year. Actually, he was injured for most of the year, funny enough. I don't even think you can say I saw... Well, Bob, I mean, yeah, you can definitely say you saw old Gallagher flashbacks because he fucking stood in front of the net for 90% of his shifts. That's all Gallagher does. All right, speaking of Brendan Gallagher, boys, let's get to the stats. Gallagher has no points in 2 playoff games. So, not speaking of Gallagher, let's get to guys who have points. I like that. That's funny. Legitimately, though, I'm going to get to the stats. Still, surprisingly, 0 fights in preseason. No guys trying to prove himself. Yeah. Hugh, I actually think putting the C on Suzuki is right. Because even though he's only 22, you still have that... you have the C on him right now, and you're giving him the chance to lead the team with guys like, say, Gallagher and Matheson and Savard. You have these guys who can help mentor him, as well as apparently former Habs being a lot around, very much around the locker room and interacting with the players, as the current management is very willing to have happen. Very willing to get the former Canadian staff in there. So for me, I definitely think that having the C on him works, because you're not just, oh, he's an A and he's observing whatever. Like, no, you get that leadership right away instilled in him as being the C. He knows the responsibilities. So when it's to the point where he's 27, 28 in his prime, he has that leadership and he can be that leader on the ice instead of only getting it at 26, 27. It's like, oh God, I'm the captain now. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't think Suzuki is that type of guy to get extremely nervous like that. Clearly, he handled himself very well last year, first year as captain. But I think having as the captain, having him as the captain as well as the captain, is definitely the right move for the Canadiens going forward. Definitely. Bob, clearly you hate Suzuki and Caulfield if you want Caulfield to only score 20 goals and Suzuki to have at most 40 points in the year. Again, actually no, because Gallagher's probably only going to play like 15 games before he gets hurt. Exactly showtime. Bob, the old Gallagher's gone. I'd love for him to come back, but with the way his fucking hands are, he's probably been jerking off too much in the summer. I can get away with those jokes. It's 1 a.m, basically 2 a.m. Oh my God, I gotta end stream soon. Holy shit. But yeah, exactly. He's just laying like $6.5 million for a 30 goal scorer. Slight bit overpay, whatever, you know. If he's putting up 60, 70 points and he does have heart with 30 goal seasons, absolutely he's worth that. But exactly, like the guy is at this point just running on fumes. He's like watching Mike Tyson his last few years. Like, it's funny, it's borderline funny seeing him try to play professional hockey. You feel kind of bad because he's trying to make a living for himself and his family. The only way he really knows how, which is hockey. You know, now of course it's different than boxing because, you know, you can get into player development, whatever, after you're retired or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But still, trying to play professional hockey and do the only thing he really knows how to do to provide for his family. It's kind of funny, but you feel bad for the guy because he still thinks he can do it, but he really can't, you know, like, that's what Brendan Gallagher currently feels like to me, is like watching Mike Tyson fight the last like 4 years of his career, or 3 years, whenever he came back in the mid 2000s or early 2000s, I guess technically you could say. Exactly, got to give everything you got. We have plenty of kids who will need the chair. Exactly, just laying like, if we end up scratching a Joshua Waugh to play Brendan Gallagher, if we're scratching, say he somehow makes the team, Owen Beck or a Philip Mazar to play Brendan Gallagher, that does not work. If we're playing a $6.5 million player on the fourth line because he makes $6.5 million and you kind of can't play these young kids who are clearly better and want to prove themselves over him because it's a bad look on Brendan Gallagher, that's not going to work. If you want to win a Stanley Cup and you want to win on the ice, the best option is at most Gallagher on the fourth line. But if you have to scratch, Joshua, I was going to say Patrick Waugh. If you have to scratch Joshua Waugh or Philip Mazar or Owen Beck if they end up forcing themselves into the lineup, you have a fucking problem. If you're trying to win and you scratched these young kids for Brendan Gallagher and or Yoel Armia, that's a fucking problem. No, he definitely didn't fit with a guy like Evans because Evans is fast, Bob. Evans is fast. Evans has speed. Evans is defensively minded. So no shit, he's not going to fit. Evans is not a guy to shoot the puck. He's a fourth line center worth his value on the PK. Which, notice, we went 4 for 4 on the PK tonight. Evans was playing PK. Bob, if you like Gallagher so much, exactly, showtime. Start watching Harvey Pinard. I wouldn't even insult Harvey Pinard, though, by comparing him to Brendan Gallagher. Like, he's the next guy to be similar to him. The Gallagher we knew is now gone. Exactly, showtime. Like, exactly. Like, and here's the thing. Harvey Pinard isn't even a guy who just gets in front of the net and all he can do is just tip pucks home into an empty net or whatever. He's not just that. He can legitimately shoot the puck. He can pass. He's fast. He's gritty. He'll stand up for himself. He's basically everything that Gallagher was, but better. You know? He doesn't take penalties either. This is a guy, Raphael Harvey-Pinard, who in his rookie year last year, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna generally get to the stats. In 34 games, 14 goals, 20 points, 10 penalty minutes. That is Gallagher-esque. Now, do I think, like Gallagher, he's going to come out full year? Firstly, Brendan Gallagher, his rookie year, he played half the season and was up for the Calder. I don't think Harvey-Pinard counts for the Calder because he played 34 games. I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. I doubt it, though. 19 goals, 41 points. Do I think he's capable of that? Yeah, definitely, depending on where he plays in the lineup. If he's second line, yeah, probably. Third line, maybe a little less. 73 penalty minutes? Probably not. Do I think he could eventually get to a 30-goal, 50-point pace? Yeah, probably. He could probably end up putting up some 30-goal seasons on the second, third line like Brendan Gallagher. Definitely. Harvey-Pinard isn't Gallagher, though. Gallagher's the heart and soul of this team. I do agree. Bob, if Gallagher's the heart and soul of this team, how the fuck are we trash? You know, if Gallagher's the heart and soul of this team, it speaks to how we're fucking trash, actually. I should say that. It absolutely does. Look what Vegas did. They didn't have recognition. They will trade players when they need to. Trade most of the time for nothing. They did it with the NHL reject in 6 years. Exactly, Ghislain. Like, they were not afraid to trade out guys for literal nothing. Marc-Andre Fleury, Max Pacioretty. They did it with another guy, too. I forget who. They are not afraid to trade nothing for nothing. Or actually, I shouldn't insult Max Pacioretty like that. They're not afraid to trade guys who they could get like a 5th, 6th round pick with a little bit of retention. They're not afraid to trade that for nothing. They are not afraid to lose value on a deal, like they did clearly with Marc-Andre Fleury, trading him to, I would say Chicago. No, he went from Chicago to Vegas. Minnesota, I think they dealt him to. Fucking division rival, I'm pretty sure. Dealt him to Minnesota for nothing in return. You know? And, like, if we can do that with Gallagher, trade him to, I don't know, San Jose. I know we made a trade recently with San Jose, but San Jose, who's a team with a lot of cap space that needs dead cap? I can't say Arizona because Gallagher's not purely dead yet. But, like, say San Jose. Trade him to San Jose, get back, like, a 4th-line AHL or a guy equivalent to, like, a Michael Pezzetta, you know? Or, I don't want to insult John Parker Jones, but say like a John Parker Jones, for example. He's more of an AHL 4th liner now, even though John Parker Jones, I think, can develop into a solid top 6er in the AHL. Maybe a 4th liner in the NHL. We'll see. Well, technically, an AHL 1st liner could be an NHL 4th liner. So, yeah, technically, then, like, you get what I mean. But, yeah, I definitely think there's not much value there if you trade Gallagher. You have to retain salary if you want to deal him, unless you're literally getting no return or you're taking back another cap dump. Like, if you're taking on, I'm trying to think of like a 1-year cap dump teams have. Say Lucic last year. If you're taking on Lucic, say he was with, say San Jose. Say he was with San Jose. You're taking on Milan Lucic and getting a 6th, giving up, say, a 3rd to get rid of Gallagher's contract because they're going to need that they're going to need to get to the minimum floor and Brendan Gallagher gets them there, helps get them there, then okay, yeah, you go for that. That's absolutely a trade you take, you know? At 50% retention, if you're retaining $3 million on Brendan Gallagher, even then, that might be worth it because you're saving that $3 million that you can spend on good players. I would rather have the $3 million of nothing and use that extra $3 million on another good player, 2 good players maybe 3. I doubt many guys will take $1 million. Harvey-Pinard was honestly, we were lucky to get him at that for 2 or 3 years, whatever we did. That's what Brendan Gallagher would have done, by the way. He wouldn't have taken Bergevin for what he wanted, for what he really wanted. He would have taken $3-4 million. That really speaks to the heart and soul of the team at the time, Bob, doesn't it? That Gallagher wants $6.5 million, or if he's offered that, no, I want to help the team. I'll take $3-4 million. That's good enough for me. Even $5 million. I'll take that. Is that really the heart and soul of the team? Taking $6.5 million? Like, not, again, if he's offered that, not taking less to help the team, but fleecing a general manager for that much? Or if you're asking for that much again, like, wanting that much, not wanting to help the team out a little bit? Come on. Kessel has 3 rings. Yes, he does, Hugh. He does. 2 with the Penguins, and then he just won with the Vegas Golden Knights. Josh Anderson leads the Montreal Canadiens with 2 goals, 2 points. Cole Caulfield and Sean Monahan, I miss doing that, with a goal and an assist each. God damn you, Josh Anderson, for not having Caulfield be the leading point scorer. He might be after tomorrow. We'll see, though. Nick Suzuki with 2 assists. Joshua Waugh, Brendan Gignac, Jurasov Kofsky each with a goal. Xavier Simonu, Jesse Ullinen, David Reinbacher, Alex Newhook, Jared Davidson, David Savard, William Trudeau, Kirby Dock, Matthias Norlander, and Gustav Lindstrom, all with an assist. I'm generally surprised. I remembered that his first name was Gustav. I actually forgot earlier in the stream. So yeah, boys, no fights, by the way. Again, surprisingly, 0 fights to report on. There's no guys with 0 points. Thought John Parker Jones might have gotten into a fight tonight, but maybe tomorrow we'll see. Yeah, you guys can tell it's 2 in the morning. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harris. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Favorite channel that includes, but it's not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. My name is Harris. So subscribe to the Puff Club, Haitian Club, Subbub, D Nation. If you are a member of Le Mod Squad, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Wait, no. Thank you for monitoring comments or streams on our channel. Thank you for monitoring any comments on any streams and or videos if you are a member of the Mod Squad. Links to the description are the Streamlabs, the PayPal, the Discord, the Streamlabs, the Amazon wishlist, the PO Box, and the PayPal. I gotta remember to say the Streamlabs because that is down there. Because if you guys want your donations to pop up on stream, you will, or not you will. If you prefer them to pop up on stream than just donating via PayPal, the Streamlabs link is in the description. I believe it works. It should. I'm actually gonna check it out just to make sure that it does connect. It is connected to my PayPal. I'm assuming it is. But yeah, basically the difference between PayPal and Streamlabs is that if you donate with Streamlabs, it'll pop up on screen. If you just donate with the PayPal, it won't. You'll still get a shout out regardless. But yeah, so there's a link in the description. The Discord, the Letterboxd, Speedrun account, and the Twitch are all down there as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Race. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Adam Morial, always remember no matter how bad we were last year, how good we were last year. Go Habs, go baby. Thank you guys so much for watching again. My name is Harry Rice, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. See you guys. Bye. Holy fuck, nearly 4-hour stream, boys. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm gonna go fucking masturbate. Wait, fuck. No, it didn't end the stream. Fuck.